everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Paul Hornung here in St. Louis. The Cardinals are trying for their first win. They've lost 6 in a row. And the Cowboys, of course, are trying to gain some ground in the Eastern Division where they trail Washington by 2 full games.
Well, Lindsey, you know, the pressure is on the Dallas Cowboys. They must win to keep pace with the Washington Redskins. On the other hand, would you believe that the St. Louis Cardinals actually believe that they have a shot at a straight upset right here today? Here we got the opening kickoff, Lindsey.
And it's taken at the 9-yard line. Return across the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Kickoff return. Brought down by Pete and Gill.
And so the Dallas Cowboys start 1st and 10. They have the ball at their own 22-yard line. And the offense has Donovan, Scott, Cooper at center, Rafferty, and Wright. For the Dallas Cowboys,
John
Hill, Pearson, and Dupree are the receivers. And in the backfield, Staubach, Dorsett, and Newhouse are the running backs. 1st down and 10 yards to go. Motion across by Dupree. Newhouse is carrying. Gets back just about to the line of scrimmage before he is pulled down by Mark Arneson, an outside linebacker. 2nd down and 10 yards to go. And the defense for the St. Louis Cardinals. They have a 3-down lineman alignment with Pollard, Dawson, and Zook. 4 linebackers, Niels, Williams, Alleman, and Arneson. Allen, Worley, Green, and Stone are deep. Sensabaugh not starting today, although he is available. 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line. Newhouse loosened up to the right side. Motion across now. And a wing right. Dorsett. Dorsett to the 30. And Dorsett goes out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Carl Allen ran him out of bounds.
Yeah, a lot of movement by the Dallas offense, Lindsey, and Dorsett, who's really eaten up the St. Louis Cardinals the last couple of times. Picked up 154 yards the last game 3 weeks ago. What a year, the #1 rusher in the National Football League, Tony Dorsett.
1st down and 10 yards to go, and the ball is at the 34-yard line.
34-yard line.
Game having just begun here in St. Louis, Missouri. And Jackie Smith is in there now. Jackie Smith, number 81, who was a Cardinal great, signed on 3 weeks ago by the Dallas Cowboys. He has returned home to St. Louis. Now Staubach. Old set throws, and scramble is on at the 48-yard line. It is completed there to Pearson. Drew Pearson gathered it in. Jackie Smith is in the same area. It is a 1st and 10, and it's at the 48-yard line.
Pick up a 15 yards. Drew Pearson, one of the great receivers in the National Football League. Only has 1 touchdown pass so far this year, although Dallas, Lindsey, is still the #1 total offensive team in the NFL. They're #1 in passing in the NFL. They're #1 in the NFC in rushing. They've got it all.
Roger Staubach. Newhouse to the 50-yard line. He picked up 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 yards to go. It was Mark Arneson once again.
There's the 2nd quarter score, Lindsey. Tampa Bay 14, the New York Giants 3. Boy, they've turned it around in a hurry, the Buccaneers. Fine young quarterback down there, Doug Williams.
Dallas Cowboys are back to alternating guards, calling the plays. Rafferty and Lawless had been alternating until last week. They alternated ends. They were sending Tony Hill and Butch Johnson back and forth, and today they're back to the guards. Jim Cooper's the center. John Fitzgerald did not make the trip. Blitz. And now bobble on the snap. Bobble on the snap, and St. Louis recovers. That's at the 47-yard line. Mike Dawson's on the football, and the Cardinals get it 1st and 10 at the Cowboy 47.
There's Mike Dawson, Lindsey, coming off. Let's see if we can pick it up. They had a blitz situation right here. Here's Staubach calling the signals. Number 50 is Kurt Allerman from the inside. He snaps, and Mike Dawson has got it for St. Louis. 1st and 10 at the 48.
1st and 10 now at the 47-yard line of the Cowboys. For St. Louis, they have Wortman, Young, Banks, Steve, and Deerdorf in the offensive line. Gray, Tilley, and Ramson are the receivers. And in the backfield, Hart with Jones and Otis starting today ahead of Wayne Morris. So it is Otis and Jones in that backfield. Jim Hart waits for the snap. Jim Hart now. Once and throws, and it is complete. Inside the 25-yard line to Mel Gray. A great St. Louis pass receiver at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, Benny Barnes had a man-on-man out there, the right cornerback of Dallas. And Mel Gray, who's 13 touchdown passes the last 9 games against these Dallas Cowboys. He has really been fantastic. Here it is. It's just a little post pattern right over the middle, and Gray actually was covered pretty good. It was a good pass and a good catch by Gray.
Morris and Otis are the setbacks. Morris and Otis are the setbacks for St. Louis. Otis carried. Jim Otis, the former Ohio Stater, and he got just short of the 20-yard line. Call it the 21, a gain of 2, second out and 8 yards to go. Defensive alignment for the Dallas Cowboys: Jones, Pugh, White, and Martin. Linebackers Heckman starting today instead of Henderson, Brunig, and Lewis. Barnes starting on that corner instead of Washington, Kyle, Waters, and Harris. Second down and 8 outside the 21-yard line. Ramson moving over to the right side. Jim Hart. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Ramson, his tight end. Batted down by Mike Heckman, who is starting in place of Thomas Henderson, who has had an ankle injury for several weeks. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, as intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals and the National Football League is prohibited. Steve Jones is in now, and Otis has come out of the ball game, so it's Wayne Morris and Steve Jones. 3rd and 8. Hart back. Goes complete. Taken by Ramson, and Ramson is just outside the 10-yard line. It's a 1st down and 10 yards to go for the St. Louis Cardinals. Charlie Waters made the stop.
Well, Jim Hart has had great success in the past against the Dallas Cowboys throwing the football, and I think that's the intention today, Lindsay. It looks as if the Cardinals' game plan is to put the football up in the air. I think they're conceding the great defensive front four for the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to put it upstairs.
1st down and 10 yards to go at the 11. It's Morris and Otis as the setbacks now for the Cardinals. Otis has the ball. Otis to the 5-yard line and on down. Stumbled at the 5 and kept right on going, so he's down inside the 2-yard line.
It looks as if somebody tried to knock him off his feet, and that's the strongest part of him from his waist down. He's not too quick, but he's got pretty good balance, a good short yardage man. Jim Otis, a 9-year veteran from Ohio State, just crunches forward inside the 5. Going to bring up 2nd and short. They can make a 1st down, Lindsay.
2nd and 1 at the 2-yard line. They have Wayne Morris, Jim Otis, Steve Jones, and then that 3-back alignment. They're in a full house. They're in a full house alignment. Hart waiting for the snap. Otis might have picked up the 1st down. May have picked up the 1st down. They'll check that one out very closely as he went up and over. So they'll spot the ball carefully here.
Here's Hart. Just straight ahead, zone blocking. Everybody's converging on the inside. Jim Otis trying to dive up and over. Sam Cunningham, probably the best man in the National Football League. But Otis just a little bit too short to get over.
They're measuring for the possible 1st down now. It was 2nd and 1 at the 2. And it lacks a little bit. So it's going to be 3rd down and inches to go inside the 1-yard line.
Got Wayne Morris in there. He's real good, strong running back out of SMU. Very pleased with him, leading rusher on this St. Louis Cardinal team.
Cardinals trying to capitalize on the break of having recovered the fumble early, and the sun is breaking through the overcast in St. Louis.
You know, they felt that they should have won, the last 2 or 3 games. Stupid mistakes, blocked punts. They've really been a good football team offensively in statistics, but they haven't won.
Full house. Jones in motion outside. Otis. Touchdown, St. Louis Cardinals. Jim Otis took it in for the touchdown. And the Cardinals are on the board.
There it is. You see the defensive lineman go to the inside. Jim Otis just picks out a little daylight on the left side and dives over for the score.
It has taken 5.5 minutes for the Cardinals to get on the scoreboard. So all is joy for the moment in St. Louis, Missouri, with a conversion attempt coming. Jim Bakken is in to try it. Roger Worley holds for him. Bakken will attempt. They move 47 yards in 7 plays. It is up, and it's good. And as they come back up the field, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 7 and the Dallas Cowboys nothing. We have 9 minutes, 30 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter here in St. Louis, Missouri. Cardinals trying for their first win. The Cowboys trying to gain ground in the Eastern Division. Steve Little, the former Arkansas great, is kicking off for the Cardinals. Butch Johnson is deep with Larry Brinson. Brinson recently added to the active roster of the Dallas Cowboys. Second-year man from the University of Florida. He had been back doing some coaching at the University of Florida until he was reactivated. Now, Little is ready with the ball on the tee. Butch Johnson is waiting. 1 yard deep in the end zone. Goal line 5. Out to the 10, to the 15. Butch Johnson to the 20, 25, 30. Breaks it to the 35. And he has run out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Lee Nelson ran him out, but a brilliant return of 42 yards by Butch Johnson. He took it a yard deep in the end zone.
Yeah, he made some big plays in the Super Bowl last year. This guy's very dangerous on all special teams. Butch Johnson got a great block. There's a flag down, and it looks as if the penalty is going to go against Dallas.
Exactly what it does. It is against the Cowboys. Don Wedge is the referee, moving it back even more, all the way back to the 9-yard line.
32-yard turnaround.
Well, Don Wedge is not transmitted. As
A little
you saw,
problem with these, Mike. Everybody does. There's Butch Johnson, and it's got to be heartbreaking for him after that nice return.
So now the Cowboys have it, but deep in their own territory. Dorsett, 33, on the tail of the tandem. Dorsett's got the ball, bounces off. He keeps right on going with a little second effort up just short of the 15-yard line. Yeah. Got about 6 yards.
That's the ability of Tony Dorsett to turn a 2-yard loss into a 6-yard gain.
It'll be second down coming now for the Dallas Cowboys, who have lost 2 games this year. Redskins, of course, are undefeated in the Eastern Division, which makes it a 2-game lead. Box record against the Cardinals. Newhouse. Cross for a yard or so.
I tell you, that 3-4 defense of the St. Louis Cardinals is playing with a little enthusiasm, Lindsey. This is the first game Lindsey and I have worked the St. Louis Cardinal games, but they don't look like an 0-6 team to me, do you?
Well, not so far. It's third down and 3 yards to go, and the ball is at the 16. But you'll recall they were leading the Dallas Cowboys going into the fourth quarter of their first confrontation, and yet Dallas won it by a score of 21-12.
It's early.
Dupree was in motion. Quick pitch is taken by Dorsett. He goes out of bounds for a loss of a yard. Steve Niels bounced him out there, and the roar is one of approval from the St. Louis Cardinal fans applauding the defense as fourth down comes up and the punting unit comes in. Danny White will punt. He has averaged 40.6.
Here's the little pitch out to the right side. That's Rayfield Wright, number 70, the tackle. Dorsett might have cut back to the inside, but he elects to go to the outside, and Carl Allen, number 27, pushes him out.
Danny White is waiting. Puts the ball in the air. Willard Harrell is waiting. He's got it at the 45 and gets to the 46, and that's all. So it'll be first and 10 now for the St. Louis Cardinals. They held the ball at their own 46-yard line. Cardinals are leading by a score of 7-0. That was a 40-yard kick. 1 yard return. We have 7 minutes, 51 seconds left to play in the first quarter in St. Louis. Landry is the only coach the Dallas Cowboys have ever had. He is the 5th winningest coach in the history of the National Football League. He's won 153. And there is Bud Wilkinson, a legend in college. In 17 seasons at Oklahoma, he won 145, lost 29, tied 4. Cowboys, the Cardinals have the ball first and 10 at their own 46-yard line. Wayne Morris and Jim Otis are the setbacks. Tight end, Ramson. Moved out. Taken by Wayne Morris. Tried the right side and got a yard to the 47, where it'll be second down and 9 yards to go.
Here's some early scores, Lindsey. Houston leads Buffalo 7-0. Pastorini, a 4-yard touchdown pass to Casper. And the Green Bay Packers, 5-1 on the year. Probably the most surprising team in the National Football League. The Packers lead Seattle 28-14, and that's still in the second quarter.
Second down, 9 yards to go at the 47-yard line. Jim Hart sets, pumps, batted down and almost intercepted by Charlie Waters. Charlie Waters had a hand on it. That is he right there.
And you won't see that too often. Probably the best 2 safeties as a pair in the National Football League. Charlie Waters had 6 points right in his hands. What a rush put on by the Dallas Cowboy front 4. And just out of the picture there, Charlie Waters, all he had to do, Lindsey, was hold on, and it was 6 points.
He knows that.
He sure does.
Third down at 9 yards to go for the St. Louis Cardinals, who lead 7-0. Ramson in motion. Steve Jones, a running back in there now. That's he in motion. Jim Hart. Completed to the 39-yard line. Taken by Mel Gray. His second catch of the day. His 24th of the year. First and 10, and the ball is at the 37-yard line to pick up a 15-yard. Mel Gray.
Well, what a nemesis he's been for Dallas. As I mentioned earlier, 13 touchdown passes the last 9 games. Here it is again, a little turn pattern. Now, the last time he continued on over the middle. This time he pulled up a little short because there was a safety man in there. They had him inside and out, and Mel Gray very wisely just made a hook pattern out of it.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ramson moves over to the left side, the tight end. And it was Jim Otis who slipped on the cut and is back at the 39 for a loss of the yard. It'll be second and 11. Charlie Waters on the tackle.
Atlanta leads Detroit second quarter 7-0. There's the big one, and I'm sure the Dallas Cowboys on the sidelines, they're looking up at that scoreboard. They see Philadelphia in front of Washington 7-3, and they realize they could really use some help with the Philadelphia win here. The Redskins holding a 2-game lead. And an early second quarter field goal. New England 3, Cincinnati nothing. Bengals also having a great deal of problems.
It's taken by Wayne Morris. Got through to the 36-yard line. Picked up 3 on the play where it'll be third down and 8 yards to go. Jethro Pugh made the stop.
A little draw play right over the middle. 24, Wayne Morris beats one tackler, but he doesn't beat Jethro Pugh. 14-year veteran from Elizabeth City State.
Dallas Cowboys now adjust their defense for the 3rd and 8 situation. Jim Hart brings the Cardinals up. Mark Washington's out there on the left corner now.
Here come the front 4. Hart knows that.
Hart sets, and it's batted down. It was Randy White who got the hand up. Randy White batted it down at the line of scrimmage.
He had a man open that time, Lindsey. Anytime you see the quarterback go back, set up, and throw on rhythm, he's got a man open. Right here, Hart sets up, and he's going to release right on rhythm. Pretty good pass protection. Randy White gets loose and bats it down.
The punt formation is coming up, and Butch Johnson is dropped back deep to return the kick. Steve Little has averaged 37.5, had a great career as a kicker at the University of Arkansas. Well, the fair catch signal goes up, and he lets it go, disregards it. It's into the end zone and across the end line. Touchback, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So, Dallas Cowboys will start 1st and 10 at their own 20 with 5 minutes, 5 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter, and St. Louis leading 7-0.
First quarter, St. Louis 7, Dallas nothing. Dallas has the football 1st and 10. There's a second quarter score, Lindsey. Pittsburgh in front of Cleveland in a big one, 13-7. And Houston, we gave you that. Pastorini a touchdown pass early first quarter, 7-0. And the Green Bay Packers took the opening kickoff 95 yards on the return by Steve Odom, and they're rolling.
1st and 10 now for the Dallas Cowboys. They have the ball at their own 20-yard line. Dorsett moves to the tail of the tandem behind Newhouse. Roger Staubach retreats, full pivot, throws out into the right flat. Gives Dorsett a chance to run. He runs for 3 yards when he's brought down by Steve Niels. 2nd down and 7 at the 23.
You can almost feel the danger when this young man has his hands on the football. A little fake screen left. He spins, throws it out to Dorsett right here. And good defensive pursuit. Mike Dawson on the pylon.
When the Cardinals scored in the first quarter of this game earlier against the Dallas Cowboys, it was the first time that the Cowboy defense had given up a touchdown in 11 quarters. They had not allowed a touchdown since Mel Gray's first quarter TD in Dallas 3 weeks ago. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Dupree in motion across. Now it's Drew Pearson. Got across to the 26-yard line.
He fumbled, but it was out of bounds. Dallas retains possession.
They retain possession.
Here it is. Staubach says, now let's give Drew Pearson a shot. Almost the same type of play that they just came up with Dorsett. This time they throw it out to Pearson. Now watch, he'll fumble the ball, but he fumbled out of bounds.
It is marked at the 27-yard line. 3rd down and 3 yards to go. 3rd and 3 for the Dallas Cowboys.
And the Cowboys, of course, Lindsey, the best 3rd down team in the National Football League. 61% of the time they convert 3rd down situations.
Drew Pearson to the left side. Tony Hill to the right side. Dorsett's the tailback. Quick pitch to Dorsett. He's pulled down by the Cardinal defense, still trying to get outside, and Roger Worley finally pulled him down. That's he, number 22.
Well, pro cornerback, 10-year veteran of the University of Missouri. Here's Dorsett. They're trying to get him outside with his great speed. A little move to the inside. He got outside one man, lost his balance a little bit, and Roger Worley on a good tackle. Dallas' efficiency so far today, Lindsey, is 0 for 3.
Danny White's back to punt. Willard Harrell has dropped back in single safety to receive it for the St. Louis Cardinals. High spiraling kick. Harrell waits, and he bobbles it on the 30-yard line, picks it up, and he is pulled down at the 26. CBS Sports Spectacular will be coming up next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time, 3:30 Central and Pacific. The USAC's Brands Hatch Auto Race will be the first event coming up.
And, of course, highlighting Al Unser's attempt to retake the lead from Sneven, the USAC Championship.
And the Turf Classic as well.
Lindsey, you know I love horse racing, being from Kentucky. Alleged, one of the great turf horses of all time, coming from Europe for that one.
CBS Sports Spec next Saturday on CBS. Jim Hart, and he throws it complete, taken by Pat Tilley, and Pat Tilley's at the 40-yard line of the Cowboys, all the way to the 35. 25th reception of the year for Pat Tilley. Aaron Child finally brought him down. 1st and 10. St. Louis at the Cowboy 35.
No secret, Jim Hart, the game plan for the Cardinals is put the football up in the air. He just has all the time in the world to throw the football, and Pat Tilley, lined up flanker left, just comes all the way across. He beats the zone. A 38-yard pickup. Oh, the Cardinals look super today. Again, let's take another look. There's Tilley. He's so wide open. Lindsey, there's not anybody around him. He runs 15 yards without anybody hitting.
Steve Jones, the former Duke outstanding running back who moves to the 32-yard line. He picked up 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the St. Louis Cardinals, who lead 7-0. They're driving now with 2 minutes, 24 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter. Sun shining brightly now in St. Louis, Missouri. Bill Gray's gone far to the right side. Pat Tilley's come far to the left side. Tight end Easton Ranson is to the right. Wayne Morris carried and was cut down right at the line of scrimmage. Charlie Waters got to him.
Of course, Dallas is famous for that flex defense. They're also famous for their safety man. When you show run, they become another linebacker, as Charlie Waters did right there. So far, Hart today is 4 out of 8 for 88 yards. So there's Tom Landry on the sidelines, Lindsey, looking over his short list. That's the short list of all the offense that Landry has prepared for this football game, and you'll see him continually look at it.
Third down and 7 yards to go. Hart. But he never had a chance because Randy White was right there.
And if they want to, try for an upset today, of course they're leading 7-0. They're going to have to block on third down. And Jimmy Hart just looked around. Randy White, who Ernie Stotner, the defensive line coach for the Cowboys, think could be the best of the National Football League. Now there's a stunt going on inside. You see 79, Harvey Martin comes to the inside, and Randy White, nobody picked him up.
On 4th and 17, it's punt formation. Steve Little's back to the punting. Butch Johnson is deep for the Cowboys. Again, it is hitting and bounding out of bounds at the 1-yard line. It bounded out of bounds at the 1-yard line, but there's a penalty marker back upfield, and the Cardinals are being consulted.
This is the rule that I've talked about so often, Lindsey.
Flag was thrown on 37, but he did report no flag. No flag.
No flag.
You know what I thought it was going to be, Lindsey? Those offensive linemen going downfield before the punt, which I think is a bad rule in the National Football League. But that was not the case. There was a gentleman who had a number 37. You must report when you come up there and line up in the interior of that line. He did report. One of the referees did not think he did, so it was an illegal throw of the flag.
We got it. So it's now 1st and 10 at the 1-yard line. Cowboys have the ball deep in their own territory. Dorsett behind Newhouse for Staubach. Newhouse moved out to the 4-yard line. He picked up 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Kurt Allerman was in there on the tackle. And Steve Niels as well.
7 yards to go.
Clock is running with 35 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter. Cardinals are leading by a score of 7-0.
Pretty good stat right there for Newhouse. No fumbles this year.
Newhouse again. And he's out for a first down. Newhouse has picked up the first down as he got out there to the 12-yard line. Ken Green stopped him.
Picked up about 7 yards. Good blocking up front. You see Rayfield Wright on a good block. Here comes Carl Allen in to help out on the stop, but it's a big first down for Dallas.
Time has run out in the period. So as they bring the ball back upfield, it is near the 13-yard line, where it will be 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Dallas Cowboys when play is resumed at the end of the first quarter. It is St. Louis 7 and the Cowboys nothing. Stadium in St. Louis as we start the second quarter. The Cardinals are leading the Cowboys 7-0. Cowboys have the ball 1st down, 10 yards to go, just short of the 13-yard line. Rayfield Wright in there at right tackle, getting the second start of the year. He started last week for the first time since 1976. And there again today, the veteran lineman for the Dallas Cowboys. Dorsett, 33, tail of the tender behind Newhouse. Roger Staubach, set, scrambles. Looks has plenty of time and runs, 15-20, and up to the 23-yard line. Getting to the sticks for another first down.
Took a good shot from Mark Arneson that time, number 57. Picked up 11 yards. Staubach would much rather have released that football. Here's the first quarter score. The Jets 10 and Baltimore nothing.
Cowboys 1st and 10. They picked up consecutive first downs after having taken the ball on the 1-yard line. They've driven it out to the 23. Drew Pearson going far to the right side, and Tony Hill is far to the left side. Even up the running backs, Newhouse right, Dorsett left. Motion from Drew Hill back from Drew Pearson back inside. Dorsett carrying. And he moved it to the 27-yard line. Cut inside the block of Tom Rafferty.
This is touchdown Tony. There he goes on the sweep right. Now the flanker is coming back to crack back, but not block below the knees. Dorsett gets a few good shots. Kurt Allerman and Carl Allen on the stop.
2nd down, 7 yards to go at the 27-yard line. Hill to the right side, Drew Pearson left. Bill Newhouse and Dorsett for Staubach. Staubach. Drew Pearson. Can't get it at the 40-yard line. Incomplete. Roger Worley covering. It'll be 3rd and 7 at the 27-yard line.
I still believe, Lindsey, that's the toughest pattern in pro football, not only for timing, but for the quarterback. The ball's on the right hash mark. Quarterback drops back, and he's trying to throw a sideline to his left, all the way across the grain. He sets up here. He's got to throw further, all the way across right there. Almost a good pass. Pearson had his man beaten by a step. And if he doesn't throw it well, if he kind of hangs it up, that's 6 points on the interception.
That's all she wrote. 3rd down and 7 yards to go here. They're in the slot left. Into the shotgun. Staubach waits for the snap and gets it. Tony Hill, and he's got it at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10, Cowboys at their own 44. Tony Hill with his 21st reception. Lee Nelson covering defensively.
Here it is, another square-out pattern, and this time Rogers right on the button with a 17-yard pickup. Tony Hill has already caught 20 for 335 yards this year. Great receiver. And Philadelphia now with a 7-point lead over Washington.
It'll be 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Dallas Cowboys. They have the ball at their own 44. New England 3, Cincinnati 3 at the end of the first half. Right here, the Cardinals leading the Cowboys 7-0. Dorsett moves over into a right set. Now back to the tailback.
Here comes
Now the reverse. Drew Pearson's got the ball. And room. Big gainer down to the 23-yard line. It's Carl Allen who bounces him out.
There it goes. A little pitch to Dorsett. Here comes Pearson. It's going to be a 31-yard pickup by Drew Pearson. And with his great speed, he's got everybody out in front. Good run by Pearson. Knocked out by Carl Allen, number 27. Here's Dorsett. Here's how it looks. Now, they also have a pass off that. You see Staubach went out of your picture. Sometimes Pearson will lob it back, and Staubach will throw the ball. This time, Pearson elects to run it for 31 big ones.
Pearson's capable of throwing it himself. It's 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
I don't think there's an offensive play known to man that Dallas doesn't run.
Dorsett carries just outside the 20. Mike Dawson hit him there. Gain of about 2.
There he comes. The deep man out of the eye. Pretty good hole right there. He got knocked off balance by 73, the nose guard, Mike Dawson.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. The ball is at the 21-yard line. At high and the second quarter, Green Bay is leading Seattle 31-14.
Oh, they got an offense up there, don't they? I tell you, they are surprising. Could you believe it? If they win today, they'd be 6-1. Here comes the safety blitz.
Staubach started to retreat. The whistle stops play, and it is a violation of the 30-second rule, I believe.
Safety blitz.
That is the violation of the 30-second rule, delay of game.
I think Staubach was taking a look at the safety that time, Lindsey.
Offense.
Too much time.
2nd down.
I think he wanted to audibilize, change the play at the line of scrimmage. He smelled the safety blitz coming.
Referee Don Wedge is having a little trouble with his transmission today from the field, but we'll pick up what we can. Ball is at the 25-yard line.
I tell you, I think the Zebras wish that would be the only problem that they've had during the ball game, just with the transmission. But problems they've had this year.
2nd and 13. The Zebras dropping back is Staubach. Goes long down to the end zone. Dupree, and he can't get it. A big tight end. Billy Joe Dupree.
I tell you, he didn't run all out, Lindsey. It looked as if Billy Joe was a little mixed up where the end line was. Now, the pass was overthrown a little bit, but Billy Joe Dupree has caught 4 touchdown passes this year. Let's see if we can pick it up. Staubach got good pass protection. Just throws a post pattern to his big tight end. Now watch, right there he kind of slowed up a little bit and tried to one-hand it. Would have been a great catch.
3rd down and 13 coming up now. The ball outside the 25-yard line. Drew Pearson going to the right side. Tony Hill is double over on that side. He's in the slot. Newhouse and Dorsett deploy. Staubach
Good pass protection. Staubach again looking for his big tight end, Dupre. He finds him for 21-yard pickup. Coming on a crossing pattern right there. Gets knocked off his balance. And this series, keep in mind, started at the Dallas 1-yard line.
Just where it started, you can see there, it is outside the 5, inside the 6 at the moment. First down and goal to go for the Dallas Cowboys. Since 1973, these two teams, the Cowboys and the Cardinals, have split their 2 games each year. Cardinals won the first confrontation this year, or rather the Cowboys won the first confrontation 21-12 in Dallas. Staubach lofts it up there to Newhouse. Turns left, turns right, touchdown.
Great move by Robert Newhouse that time, Lindsey. The pass, here it is, the little bootleg. Called a bootleg roll out to the strong side, and he throws it up. You didn't really get to see it, but Newhouse did 2 twists, just like Lindsey said, and made the catch. Great catch.
So now it's 7-6 on a conversion attempt coming. Rayfield Septian is in to attempt on points after he's 17 for 18 this year. Charlie Waters is holding for him. Septian with the Los Angeles Rams last year. Puts it up, and it's good. And so the score is tied with 11 minutes, 22 seconds left to play here in St. Louis, Missouri. It is the St. Louis Cardinals 7, the Dallas Cowboys 7. All even early in the second quarter. From their own 1-yard line in 11 plays, the Cowboys moved 99 yards and consumed 3 minutes, 40 seconds in tying the score at 7-7. And now the Dallas Cowboys will kick off. Rayfield Septian will kick off. And the deep men are Harrell and Childs. Willard Harrell, Jim Childs to receive it. It's over to Harrell's side of the field. Harrell falls and it's off his chest, but fortunately it's picked up at the 14-yard line. And it is returned by Ken Stone to the 16.
Well, Harrell just lost his balance here, slipped on this artificial surface, and Ken Stone very alertly picked up the football and returned it 2 yards.
17-yard line.
So it is first down and 10 yards to go now for the St. Louis Cardinals. They have the ball at their own 16.
And those kind of things have been happening to St. Louis all year long.
Wayne Morris, Jim Otis are the setback. Over the tight end, Ramson to the right side. Otis might have got a yard, at the most a yard. Stopped by D.D. Lewis and Randy White. 2nd and 9 at the 17-yard line.
Well, that last series, 11 plays, 99 yards. There's one thing about Dallas, they're not boring, boy. When you watch that offense work, Lindsey, it's just precision. It's like clockwork. Show you so many different looks. They're sleek.
Hart goes to Tilley. Pat Tilley at the 31-yard line. That'll be first down and 10 yards to go for the Cardinals at their own 31.
That's just a beautiful pitch this time by Jimmy Hart. 16 yards on the first down. Now, let's take a look at it. It looks as if... Well, now we've got the punt back. Let's go back to Tilley. Here is Tilley on a nice isolation. Right here, he cuts in and out. He's not too quick, as you can see, but he made a good move, and both feet are in.
This is Jim Otis powering his way up to the 35-yard line for 4, where it'll be 2nd and 6. That was Pat Tilley's second catch of the day. He has caught at least 2 passes in every game this year.
And starting today, he ranked 4th in the NFC pass receiving, 24.
2nd down and 6 for the St. Louis Cardinals, coached by Bud Wilkinson. They have the ball at their own 35-yard line. Mel Gray is coming to the right side, Pat Tilley to the left side. They'll deploy the tight end one way or the other. He comes right. Otis, former Ohio State fullback. Got about a yard. Moved it up to the 37, 38. So it'll be 3rd down now and 3 yards to go at the 38.
Now, there's an interesting stat. Passed for over 200 yards the last 3 games. In fact, St. Louis has outdistanced every opponent the last 3 weeks in stats. No wins.
Johnson to the right side. Otis has got the ball. He's across the 40-45. The big fullback goes to the 50-yard line. First and 10 for the St. Louis Cardinals. Cliff Harris brought him down for Dallas.
Just good blocking up front here. A little draw. You see Otis coming over to the quarterback. Veers out to the left side behind Bob Young and Keith Workman. Good blocking. And Otis has got the first down easily to almost to midfield.
St. Louis Cardinals started Keith Workman in place of Roger Finney at left tackle today. Bob Young at guard, Tom Bax at center, Terry Steve at the other guard, and Dan Dierdorf at right tackle. Ramson coming back and took the handoff.
Good camera work here. We pick up Eason Ramson from the tight end reverse, and it was a good fake from Hart to Jim Otis, and Ramson almost got inside that block. It would have been a first down and maybe more.
He got 5 yards as it was to make it second down and 5 yards to go. Ball is at the 45-yard line of the Cowboys. Ramson in motion. Hand off to Morris, and Wayne Morris did not get to the line of scrimmage as he's pulled down at the 46-yard line. It was Bob Brunning, the middle linebacker. Third down and 6 yards to go with the ball at the 46. Steve Jones, Jim Otis, the setbacks now. And Otis is coming off.
Well, in a passing situation, Lindsey, that front 4 for Dallas now will probably be in a little stunt situation. Watch your defensive tackles. They will switch with the defensive end, go in and out. Let's see if they do a little stunning here.
Tilly to the left side, Melgray to the right. Ramson tight end right. Jim Hart, penalty marker, goes and it is completed inside the 40-yard line. But there is a penalty marker now to be checked out. Keep that in mind. The official wants to spot the ball exactly where it is. Pat Tilly made the catch.
Well, they needed 5 yards, Lindsey, and the pass was complete, and the penalty goes against Dallas.
Ball is spotted in advance of the sticks in any case.
They were in a blitz situation, Lindsey. They brought the...
It has been declined. It's a first down.
Here it is on the blitz situation right here. You see one of the cornerbacks coming up from the outside, man-to-man, until he was wide open.
Billy's third catch of the day makes it first and 10 St. Louis at the Dallas 40-yard line. 7 minutes, 16 seconds left to play in the first half in St. Louis, Missouri. Melgray goes to the left side. Pat Tilly to the right side. Tight end left. Wayne Morris. 39-yard line. He picked up 1 on the play to make it second down and 9 yards to go for the St. Louis Cardinals. 6 minutes, 58 seconds left to play. Jim Hart came into this game needing just 10 yards to become the 13th player in National Football League history to pass for 25,000 yards in a career, and he's done that, of course, today, starting his 64th straight game. Hart drops back, goes to screen left. Taken by Wayne Morris. He moves to the 33-yard line. Perhaps the 32 when they get it spotted.
Well, St. Louis has been noted over the past 3 or 4 years as probably having the best offensive line in football. Of course, they traded Conrad Dobler away. Dierdorf on the right side, without question, as you talk to the coaches of the National Football League, Dan Dierdorf, their right tackle, might be the best offensive tackle that has ever played this game. He's 6'3", and he's a solid 288 pounds, and it's just tough getting by Mr. Dierdorf.
Third down and 3 yards to go at the 32. Jim Hart. And a diving catch by Wayne Morris at the 18-yard line. Tilly had cleared out the area, threw it to the trailer, and a diving catch. Spectacular by Morris.
Yeah, Jim Hart's been a little bit lucky in this series. The last one he almost got sack. This time he just threads the needle between the two linebackers. That's D.D. Morris, number 50. Good catch by Wayne Morris.
Ball spotted at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. Score tied 7-7. 5 minutes, 21 seconds left in the half, and the Cardinals are driving. Belgrade going to the left side. Pat Tilley to the right side. Wayne Morris in the right set. Otis in the left set. That's Otis. Can't go. Pulled down in a hurry by D.D. Lewis, the veteran right linebacker. It is at the 21-yard line for a loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
Well, it was Wayne Morris's responsibility to block the linebacker. Just a little simple off-tackle play. And Morris could not handle D.D. Lewis.
2nd and 12 yards to go for the Cardinals now. Belgrade to the left side. Pat Tilley right. Easton Ramson, the tight end, deploys left. Jim Hart. Stopped at the 29-yard line by Randy White.
Strongest man in Dallas Cowboy team. Number 54, Randy White on the sack. Loss of 9 big ones.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys waited a while trying to make a linebacker out of Randy White. And when they decided that they'd try him as a down lineman, he became one of the greats in the game.
Oh, he would have been a good linebacker also. He's just a good athlete.
3rd down and 20 yards to go, and the ball is at the 29-yard line.
2nd sack for Randy today.
Billy left, Gray right. Tight end right. Jim Hart. And it is complete. Taken in there by Ramson. Easton Ramson is 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Oh, Jimmy Hart reads the defense beautifully here. He's got a little bit of time. Now watch, a good angle here of Easton Ramson going right down on a split maneuver. Just a split post pattern, straight ahead. And Jimmy Hart picks him up beautifully. They got a little stun on Dallas, and it was picked up by the offensive lineman for the Cardinals, and Ranson's got a 1st and goal.
Double tight end alignment. You see Al Chandler in there now, 5-year veteran from the University of Oklahoma, along with Easton Ramson, who just got the pass. He's 6'2", 239-pounder, a rookie from Washington State. They're in a full house alignment now. 1st down and goal to go at the 3-yard line. Otis outside the 1-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal just outside the 1-yard line for the St. Louis Cardinals. 3 minutes, 5 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. Score tied 7-7, and the Cardinals are driving. Ball is spotted there just outside the 1. Clock is running 2:50 now. Come up again in the full house backfield. Double tight end alignment.
Good end zone shot of Hart.
And it's Otis. About a foot away. Otis. It'll be 3rd down and goal inside the 1-yard line.
Well, Thomas Henderson has got a sore ankle. He's had it for about 3 or 4 weeks, but he's in there on that goal line defense. Otis has picked up 30 yards and 12 carries, and right here off the right side, he does not get in. That's Charlie Waters and a host of blue jerseys.
It is spotted squarely at the 1-yard line. The point of the ball is touching the 1-yard line. It is 3rd down now for the St. Louis Cardinals. We're winding down to the 2-minute warning, and there it is. We have 2 minutes remaining to be played. The automatic timeout having come here now. Score is tied. The Cowboys 7 and the Cardinals 7. The score is tied 7-7. We have 2 minutes remaining to be played in the first half. St. Louis Cardinals have the ball 3rd down and goal to go at the Cowboys 1-yard line. Jim Hart was over, of course, conferring with the coaches on the sideline during the intermission.
He's been the short yardage man so far today.
Otis Jones in the full house. Up and over, Otis, touchdown, St. Louis. Jim Otis took it up and over for the touchdown.
And that's his 2nd touchdown of the day and his 2nd touchdown of the year. So Jim Otis, who got his first starting assignment today, goes up and over for the Cardinals' 2nd touchdown. Here it is. There's Henderson, Waters, and everybody from Dallas with his momentum. Got him up and over.
So now Jim Bakken is in to attempt a conversion with Roger Worley holding for him. Cardinals have recaptured the lead here. Worley puts it down. Bakken boots it up. And Steve Little will kick off now for the St. Louis Cardinals. Butch Johnson has dropped back with Larry Brinson deep to receive the kickoff. Butch Johnson side of the field. And he's got it at the 3, and he goes out of bounds. He goes out of bounds with it at the 3-yard line. And so that is where the Cowboys must start. 1st and 10 at their own 3-yard line. Butch Johnson could not stay in bounds.
A little mental mistake this time by Butch Johnson. He should have let the football go. If it would have been out of bounds, the Cardinals would have been penalized 5 yards. A little bit of indecision right there. Should have let it go.
So the Cowboys start. They started once before on their own 1-yard line and drove 99 for a score. They have 1 minute 56 seconds on the clock. That is remaining to be played in the first half.
And the Cardinals have 3 timeouts remaining. Let's see if they try to use them on defense here. I think it all depends on how much yardage the Cowboys pick up on first down.
Dorsett Newhouse to the setback. Newhouse. He'll be spotted near the 8-yard line as Carl Allen finally brought him down.
Let's take a look at Newhouse coming right over the middle, zone blocking. Looks like a hole's opening up. Watch it close. That's the middle linebacker, number 50, Kurt Allerman. And then he gets help from Mike Dawson, number 73.
It's actually spotted at the 9-yard line, making it 2nd down and 4 yards to go. Roger Staubach brings them up. Heisman Trophy winner at the Naval Academy. Going to the shotgun now. Direct snap to Staubach from the end zone. Brings it to Dorsett outright. Trying to get him a little running room, and he goes out of bounds with a first down. As he moves to the 13-yard line, Steve Neal made the tackle.
Here's Roger out of the shotgun. Just a little safety valve pass. Nobody picks up Dorsett out here. They got 4 linebackers. Somebody should have been on him a little bit quicker.
Spotted near the 14. Make it 1st and 10 now for the Dallas Cowboys. Clock shows 1 minute 5 seconds left to play in the half. St. Louis Cardinals are leading the Cowboys 14-7. Tony Hill goes to the right side. Drew Pearson left. Billy Joe Dupree. The tight ends in the slot left. Shotgun. Staubach, direct pass. I like it. He was waiting for Preston Pearson to try to clear. Preston Pearson. Mark Arneson was there.
A little mix-up down there, almost a little fisticuffs as we see. Staubach looks around, goes out to his right. Now Pearson gets free down the left side, right on the button right there. He just couldn't hold on.
Mark Arneson was there for the St. Louis Cardinals. It'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go as the ball is back at the 14-yard line.
How many teams, Lindsey, even though they're trailing by 7 points, they've got the ball deep in their own territory, they come out throwing the football. Let's loosen them up.
56 seconds as you see in set. The time remaining in the half. Shotgun formation. Staubach. That's a screen up the middle to Preston Pearson and across the 20, 25, and to the 27-yard line. Another 1st and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, they're flirting with the danger of an interception here, but they got so much confidence in their offense. A little jump pass. Sammy Ball used to do that. That's Preston Pearson on the first down.
Timeout. Cardinals are leading 14-7, 46 seconds remaining in the half. That was the Cowboys timeout. They have 2 remaining. 1st and 10, they have the ball at their own 28-yard line. Here's the score, Paul.
Oh, no, I like that score. I have to say that, in all honesty. Packers 38-14. Staubach's 8 out of 11 here in the first half for 83 yards.
Move into the Penalty shotgun once again. Direct snap from center. Preston Pearson evens up with him. Now back. Penalty marker goes down. Intercepted. Cardinals have it at the 48-yard line. Roger Worley has the football. Intended for Tony Hill.
It could be that one of the Dallas Cowboys was caught holding, and if that's so, Lindsay, it's going to be the St. Louis Cardinals football, and they've got time.
You got it. That's just what it is. It'll be 1st and 10 on the interception. Penalty declined at the 48.
Well, they threw caution to the winds, and they, as I said, they're flirting with danger of an interception. The Cardinals still have 3 timeouts remaining. It's Roger Worley on the interception.
39 seconds left in the half.
Take another look. There it is. He's trying to go down the left sidelines, and there's everybody's over there.
So now the Cardinals have an opportunity to try to get something else on the scoreboard. They're leading 14-7, 39 seconds left in the half. At the Dallas 48-yard line, 39 seconds remaining to be played in the first half in St. Louis, Missouri. Jim Hart brings them up. Pat Tilley to the left side, Mel Gray to the right side. Wayne Morris in the left set, Jones in the right set. Hampson, tight end right. Jim Hart gets it out to Jones, and Steve Jones can't go at all. Immediately by Bob Brunig, the middle linebacker. No gain on the play.
Take another timeout. Hart, 10 out of 13 here in this first half. Excellent first half for 150 yards. I tell you, they've had success, Lindsay, with those crossing patterns. And, of course, you need a lot of pass protection for that. St. Louis has gotten pretty good pass protection here in their first half, so I kind of look for either Tilley or Mel Gray to come all the way across from a flanker position. It's been open all the way over the middle if he gets protection.
That is the first Cardinal timeout. Each team has 2 times out remaining now. Turned out to be a beautiful day here in St. Louis. Next week's regional games on CBS. It'll be the Chicago Bears in Tampa Bay, the St. Louis Cardinals, the New York Jets, the Green Bay Packers in Minnesota. We'll be there.
I imagine. I'm looking forward to that. And then NFL regional games. Washington against the Giants. Philadelphia visits Dallas. Atlanta goes against San Francisco. And the Saints against the Rams.
Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. All the action begins with the NFL Today pregame show 30 minutes before the kickoff with Brent Musburger, Jane Kennedy, and Irv Cross.
Pittsburgh's taking a 20-7 lead over Cleveland. Lynn Swann caught a 28-yard touchdown pass from Terry Bradshaw. Jarrella, a couple of field goals.
Second down and 15 yards to go for the Cardinals. They have the ball at their own 47-yard line. Second and 15 for Jim Hart. Hampson up, tight end. Quick handoff. Wayne Morris got back up to the 43-yard line.
Picked up 9 on the draw. That's going to bring up a 3rd down situation. Probably go upstairs. It's trying to get Jim Bakken.
Another St. Louis timeout, their second. They have 1 remaining.
Trying to get Bakken into field goal position, Lindsay.
Well, it's at the 43-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6 yards to go. Cardinals are leading by a score of 14-7 with 26 seconds, as you see, in set, remaining to be played in this game. This was a long and storied series, of course, down through the years, that between the Cardinals and the Cowboys, and at their first meeting this year in Dallas, St. Louis Cardinals played what was perhaps their best game of the year, Bud Wilkinson, coming back to coaching after having been out of the game for a good many years, talking to the quarterback there. And actually, in Dallas, the St. Louis Cardinals took a 12-7 lead into the 4th quarter, but lost it 21-12. Have not yet had a victory. They are 0-6. But they have come out here this afternoon and are leading by a score of 14-7. They led by 7 points, saw the Cowboys come back and tied, and then came back to regain the lead.
Jimmy the Greek said I was crazy when I told him the Cardinals had a chance for an upset. Still going to have to go.
3rd down, 6 yards to go, and the ball's at the 43-yard line. Steve Jones in motion. Jim Hart. And it's Jones, and he's got it, and Jones is inside the 5-yard line, fumbles the ball into the end zone, and it's still the scramble is on. Who's got the football? Touchback. Dallas got the football. First and 10 at the 20-yard line. No score on the play. 12 seconds remaining in the half. Touchback. First and 10 at the 20. Dallas got it in the end zone.
What a play. Unlike the Oakland game, folks, this was not fumbled on purpose. There's the catch by Steve Jones, and he just loses the football. Now it's a free, wild scramble in the end zone. It looks like one of the Cowboys has it. That's Pat Tilley trying to crawl to the football, and Dallas comes up with it. Aaron Kyle has the football for the Cowboys and saves 6.
Randy Hughes had a shot at it after Jones fumbled it, and then it went right out of his hands and on into the end zone for a touchback. So the score remains at this point, Cardinals 14, Cowboys 7, 12 seconds left in the first half. Wild and Woolly in St. Louis, Missouri. Woo! Well, they're going to just send Newhouse in there this time to get things settled down a little bit, and he's still struggling.
Callback's not going to throw it now.
No.
Not anymore.
They've had enough excitement. They're going to let it run out, and the clock has just run out as Newhouse got to the 26-yard line. So at the end of the first half in St. Louis, Missouri, the score is the Cardinals 14, the Cowboys 7. Second half here in St. Louis. Raphael Septian has teed the ball up on the 35-yard line. Willard Harrell, number 39, and Jim Childs, number 86, have dropped back to receive it for the St. Louis Cardinals. And here is the start of the second half. The Cardinals lead 14-7. Childs has the football. He is to the 5, 10, 15, 20. And Jim Childs is stopped at the 23-yard line. Stopped by Aaron Kyle.
Quickly, here's some scores. Atlanta leads Detroit 7-0 second quarter. 17-14, a Donello field goal, the difference in that one. Fourth quarter action. 17-10, Philadelphia over Washington, fourth quarter. 3-3, tied up in the third, New England and Cincinnati. And Pittsburgh has make that 27-7. We just got a late score on that. Buffalo leads Houston 10-7.
Wayne Morris, Jim Otis for the setbacks. This is Otis. Got about a yard. Moved it to the 25. It'll be second down and 9 yards to go for the St. Louis Cardinals. Jets are leading Baltimore by a score of 20-0 in the second quarter. And the Green Bay Packers are leading Seattle now 38-21, and it's in the third quarter.
59 points on the board.
Woo, boy. Morris in the left set, Otis in the right. They switch. Houston Ramsey, tight end left. And it's Otis. Jim Otis, who scored both the touchdowns for the St. Louis Cardinals in the first half, drove to the 29-yard line. It'll be third down and 5 there. Ed Jones, Jethro Pugh made the stop for the Dallas Cowboys. Now Steve Jones is coming to the ball game, and Jim Otis has come out.
I'll tell you, all the Cowboys need to do as far as motivation is concerned is look up at that scoreboard and see Philadelphia leading Washington by 7. They know they could win today. They could cut it to 1.
Tight end deployed left for the Cardinals. Jim Hart. Al Gray, and he can't get it.
Wide open. Al Gray, we got him on the ice so far. He's going against Aaron Kyle. Kyle, of course, has got to give him a little bit of room. He's got great speed. He just beats him on the square out, and the pass was underthrown.
So it'll be now punt formation. Back to do the punting is Steve Little, and that's Butch Johnson deep to field it for the Dallas Cowboys.
And he's dangerous.
Johnson moves up. He has it at the 34, 35, 40. And it is at the 42-yard line where Greg Westbrooks makes the tackle. So now, Dallas Cowboys get it. They trail by 7. They'll start first and 10. Good field position. They have the ball at their own 42-yard on the 35-yard punt. They're leading at 14-7. 13 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the third quarter in St. Louis, Missouri. Roger Staubach, of course, at the controls, 36 years of age, came into this game having a completion percentage of 55.4 for the year. 12 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Newhouse tightens up with Dorsett. Staubach has the ball. Throws it away. And Bud Wilkinson is having to be restrained because he was after the official for a call of intentional grounding.
Oh, there was
Bud Wilkinson.
nobody around that pass at all, Lindsey. Look at Bud. I don't blame him there. It should have been intentional grounding.
Bud Wilkinson, 62 years of age, who came back to coaching football this year. And he started out. He was several yards out onto the field.
You see the guy in the red sweater there next to us, Tom Bettis, the defensive coach. He had to restrain him, too.
That's Dorsett. And he is pulled down. Steve Neal. There's a penalty marker.
They don't like it. But I really think that this call has been changed in the last couple of years. It's going to be a personal foul piling on. Dorsett was down. Now, whether or not the judgment that the guy could have pulled off, let's take another look at it. Here's Dorsett going around the right side. He's going to be stopped for a loss by Steve Neals, and then here comes the white jerseys. Boom. And that's piling on. After the fact.
Cowboys at the 49. Personal foul against St. Louis makes it 1st and 10 for the Cowboys at the Cardinals' 49-yard line.
That was Eric Williams, number 55, that was accused of piling on.
Dorsett's the tailback. On the delay now, Dorsett. Penalty markers thrown. He got a yard to the 48, but there's a marker to be checked out. That's against the Dallas Cowboys.
Holding.
Cardinals are being consulted, of course.
It'll cost him 10.
Referee Don Wedge marks it off. 10-yard penalty for holding. We'll put the ball on the 41-yard line.
Let's see if we can pick up Mr. Wedge.
Holding. Offense. Number 50.
Jim Cooper, the center.
There it is, right there, number 51. Jim Cooper with his left arm just corralled him.
Holding Mike Dawson. So it is 1st and 20 at the 41-yard line. Dorsett in motion outside right. On a delay to Newhouse. No gain at the 41-yard line. Bob Pollard made the stop. Getting help we saw standing up from Arneson. Pollard from Weber State made the stop. 2nd down and 20 at the 41-yard line.
Rafferty and Lawless. Tom Rafferty, the right guard, Burton Lawless, alternating the plays coming in from the side from Tom Landry.
Drew Pearson goes out to the right side and Tony Hill to the left side. Even up Newhouse along with Dorsett. Staubach. He is scissored at the 39 by John Zook and Mike Dawson.
Well, that was just good coverage, Lindsey, and the St. Louis Cardinals only had their 4th secondary man back. So this was man-to-man. It was just excellent man-on-man coverage. Staubach couldn't find anybody open. Tries to come up the middle, and there's the white jersey. 73 is Mike Dawson on the sack.
3rd down and 22 yards to go. Cowboys ball at their 39.
22 yards to go.
Preston Pearson's in there now. Shotgun formation. Staubach deep for the direct pass. Staubach's got it. Preston Pearson. And he is at the 45 and still going to the 40-yard line.
He might have got the 1st down.
Didn't make it. 1 yard short. 1 yard short of the 1st down. It'll be 4th and 1 at the 40-yard line of St. Louis.
Well, Preston Pearson, he's the back that Roger goes to in real crucial situations off the pass. Here's Pearson fighting his way up for the first down. 23, Ken Stone on the stop. He picked up 21 yards. They'll go for it.
They're going to go for it. Double tight end alignment. Jackie Smith comes onto the field. Newhouse comes back into the ball game. 4th down and a yard to go at the 40-yard line. Newhouse and Dorsett for Staubach. This is Dorsett. He doesn't make it. The ball goes over at the 42-yard line. The ball goes over. Eric Williams would not let him turn the corner, and the ball goes over on down. And the support you hear from the crowd is for the Cardinal defense.
A sellout crowd here at Busch Stadium, and they're on their feet, giving the Cardinal defense a well-deserved hand as Tony Dorsett fails on a 4th and 1. 14-7 Cardinals. When we come back, St. Louis has the ball.
Tom Landry.
Lindsay, could he be smiling after the Cowboys failed on 4th and 1? I don't think
No, he really isn't, Paul. Actually, just as he turned, the sun got in his eyes, and that's what it was. But for all the world, it looked like a smile. 1st down and 10 yards to go for the St. Louis Cardinals. Ball is just in advance of their own 42-yard line. Wayne Morris, Jim Otis are the setbacks for Jim Hart. Easton Ramson, the tight end. That's big Jim Otis, and he finds running room. Picked up a 1st down.
he's enjoying it today, Lindsay. Jim Hart, just a little fake, little counter play over the middle. They got Jethro Pugh tied up, and Jim Otis finds a big hole. Charlie Waters on the stop. Otis's first start today. He scored both of St. Louis's touchdowns.
Well, it's very close to the 1st down, and they're going to measure for it to see if he did pick it up. Taking the chain out now as the ball was spotted. It's between the 47 and 48.
They're a little short, Lindsay. How about that?
Just that much. A shade short. Ever so short. So it'll be 2nd down and inches to go. Ball is outside the 47-yard line. Eating a lot of carrots lately, haven't you? It's 10 minutes, 45 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Cardinals are leading by a score of 14-7.
Look at Big Dan, 288 pounds. You saw his shot. He doesn't wear any hip pads. Of course, if you weigh 288, you shouldn't let you wear any pads at all.
Otis, 1st and 10. He's at the 43-yard line. Harvey Martin made the tackle for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, Otis has been very active. He's already carried the football 17 times today, Lindsay. And we still have 10 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. He picked up 47 yards.
Mel Gray goes to the left side. Pat Tilley to the right side. Right in left. Otis again. I beg your pardon. Wayne Morris took it. As Otis took the fake, and I took the fake. Got inside the 40-yard line. And there's a Cowboy injury and an official's timeout for the moment. It's Jethro Pugh who's down. Jethro Pugh is down. So it is an official's timeout for the injury. Play moved just outside the 38-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6 yards to go at the 38 when play is resumed. Jethro Pugh gone out the field under his own power. Larry Cole has replaced him. Paul, look at that.
And there's the final on Dallas. I'm sure we'll be looking at that right here at Busch Stadium. And the difference was Wilbert Montgomery, a 13-yard run in the 4th quarter. Won it for the Philadelphia Eagles. Washington now is not undefeated. That's their first loss of the year.
Roger Staubach, Dallas quarterback, along the sideline with the St. Louis Cardinals in possession of the football. Jethro is getting further attention here now. Getting some equipment changes. A few laces. Ball is spotted at the 38-yard line, 2nd down and 6 yards to go. Or the St. Louis Cardinals, who lead in the ballgame 14-7. Jackie Smith, number 81, the former Cardinal, in the Cowboy blue. Jim Hart. And it's intercepted at the 30-yard line. Taken by Bob Brunig, the middle linebacker. Brunig intercepted. The Cowboys get it at their own 30.
Just a little pressure put on by the Dallas defense causes this interception. Watch Hart. He's got a man open. He sees number 24 right there. He just could have lobbed a little bit higher. It was a good interception by Brunig from his middle linebacker spot.
So when play is resumed, once again, the Dallas Cowboys, who are trailing by 7 points, will have the ball first and 10 at their own 30. Ball from the sideline. Landry is the mastermind. They used to say in the early days of the Cowboys, when they opened the ball game at the old Cotton Bowl, hey, diddle, diddle, it's Perkins up the middle.
Not anymore, boy.
Not anymore. They may do it anyway. Landry was a great football player at the University of Texas and with the New York Giants. Actually came to the Pro League with the New York Yanks. The only few of us left. First and 10 at the 30-yard line. Roger Staubach at the controls. Staubach pumps it out there. The door set incomplete. Second and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Well, you know as well as I should have had that one, and he knows it too.
9 minutes, 21 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Got another final, Lindsay. The New York Giants have defeated Tampa Bay by 3, 17-14. Larry Zonka scoring 2 touchdowns in the second half. Actually, in the fourth quarter, Zonka went in for 2 touchdowns for the Giants.
Joe Dupree moving over left. Newhouse loosening up left. Dorsett, the other running back. Tony Hill can't get it. Intended for Tony Hill. Carl Allen was the cornerback over there.
Staubach had to arc the football a little bit too high over Bob Pollard then, the defensive left end for St. Louis. Had his man open. Hill was open.
Butch Johnson coming into the ball game now for the Dallas Cowboys. Third down and 10 yards to go. Bud Wilkinson in shirt sleeves here this sunny afternoon.
I love that man. It's a great credit to the game. I'm glad to see the National Football League is getting people like that involved in pro football.
Preston Pearson incomplete. Fourth down and 10 yards to go from the shotgun. Intended for Preston Pearson.
And Pearson was open. Dallas having a hard time getting on track. Number 1 total offensive team in the NFL, having their problems today here in Busch Stadium.
Danny White in to do the punting now, and the word on Jethro Pugh, by the way, is that he was just shaken up and he will be back. Willard Harrell is back there to receive the punt for the Cardinals.
Beauty.
Long, high, spiraling kick. Harrell is back to the 18-yard line. He's at the 20. Struggles across for another yard or so before he's pulled down by Guy Brown. Well, tonight on CBS, it leads off with 60 Minutes. You're a big 60 Minute man.
I sure am. I think that's the best show on television.
And then All in the Family.
Well, we've been watching that for how many years? Archie's too much.
Followed by Alice.
And Dallas.
And Kaz. All tonight on CBS.
51-yard punt by Danny White.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line. Carson Otis. Jim Otis
carrying.
Got it out across the 25 near the 27 again of about 5. Will make it second down and 5 yards to go for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, it was obvious in the first half that the Cardinals today, the game plan was to put the football in the air. Now they're sitting with the 7-point lead. And I noticed, Lindsay, all their rushing, all their moving the football on the ground has usually been up the middle. And that's why they got that 3-man backfield, and they try to help out with the extra back.
Had Wayne Morris carrying that time, and he got to the 30-yard line, where it'll be third and about 2.
My goodness. Well, Bart Starr's got that offense rolling. I tell you, they got some young kids in Green Bay, and they don't know, that they're not supposed to be this good yet. They're an enthusiastic bunch. We'll be there next week up in Minnesota. I'm looking forward to it. Minnesota, Green Bay.
Third down, 2 yards to go for the Cardinals.
Well, they continue really went inside both those defensive ends. Too Tall Jones and Harvey Martin.
Wayne Morris trying to come wide and gets only back to the line of scrimmage where it's 4th and 2 and the punting unit is coming on.
They try to get outside those defensive ends, Lindsey, and it's almost impossible.
Steve Little comes in to do the punting now for the St. Louis Cardinals. And Butch Johnson has dropped back deep to field it. Cardinals are leading 14-7, and we have 7 minutes, 21 seconds left to play in the third quarter in St. Louis. Last week, Steve Little had 2 punts blocked. Butch Johnson, good kick. Well, he's back all the way to his 17, out to his 15. Turns upfield to the 20, and it stops at the 22-yard line. CBS Sports Spectacular coming up next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern Time, 3:30 Central and Pacific, leading off the USAC's Brands Hatch Auto Race.
And that comes from England. Brands Hatch, England. Al Unser will be there trying to take the lead from Tom Sneva for the USAC Championship.
And then the Turf Classic from Belmont Park.
Alleged, who's won the Arc de Triomphe in Paris the last couple of years, one of the great turf horses of all time from Belmont Park.
The World Freestyle Skateboard and the World's Strongest Men as well, all on the CBS Sports back next Saturday. This is Dorsett. He got to the 25-yard line. Eric Williams made the tackle there.
Now those 4 linebackers are really keen on number 33, Tony Dorsett, having a little rough afternoon. He was over 100 yards in his last couple of times against St. Louis. Actually, last 3 weeks ago, he picked up 154 yards on 21 carries, and it's been a little bit tougher today.
Second down and 8 yards to go. Here's the score in the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh 27, Cleveland 14. Big one in the Central Division of the AFC. Pittsburgh undefeated. Newhouse moves over. Staubach going long. It's Tony Hill. Tony Hill. And he cannot get it. Covering was Carl Allen from the University of Southern Mississippi. Carl Allen.
He had Allen beat. He had Allen beat, and if Carl Allen would have put up his hands a little bit higher, you could have received a penalty there for interference. Let's pick it up again. Here's Staubach going for the home run intended for Tony Hill. Now Hill's right there. You see his hands go up after the ball hit Tony Hill. If that was just a little bit earlier, Lindsey, that would have been face guarding, and that would have been interference. So Allen was a little bit lucky there.
Third down and 8 yards to go. They go into the shotgun. The Dallas Cowboys do. Staubach. Decides he'll run it. Trying to get to the sticks, but he's going to be marked short. He's going to be about a foot short. He was trying. He knew exactly where the sticks were. Steve Niels made the hit.
Lindsey, you don't see too many veteran quarterbacks go for a first down like that unless it's about the 14th or 15th or 16th game of the season. Right here, you see Staubach go all out for the first down. Watch this. He's not putting on a hook slide here. He's going for those sticks. Good hard running. Let's see where they mark it. They're going to bring in the chain.
Going to measure it. It looked as though it were about a foot short, but they'll measure it.
They are short. My guess. They need about 6, 7 inches. It's more than that.
Yes. So it'll be fourth down now for the Cowboys. They have the ball in their own territory at the 32. And Danny White, the punter, has come into the ball game.
He's a quarterback, keep in mind, and a good athlete.
From Arizona State.
Take a good look around. If I was the Cardinal defense right here, that's
Willard Harrell.
Willard Harrell's back. Because if he doesn't get a rush, I wouldn't be surprised if Danny White here could maybe attempt to run it. Be a good spot for it, wouldn't it?
It would be. 5:54 left in the third quarter. Ball is at the Cowboy 32-yard line. Fourth down and less than a yard to go.
They're covering both those wide guys.
Danny White now, he took 2 or 3 steps and then got it off.
He was looking, Lindsey.
He was looking. Fair catch at the 32-yard line, and that's where the Cardinals will start.
Flag is down.
Well, the NBA is returning on CBS with night regional coverage. Washington versus Golden State, Milwaukee versus Seattle. That's Friday, October 27th, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
We've got that rule I'm not too crazy about, where those interior linemen go down before the punt. And that was almost a cinch because Danny White took a look around and he thought he might take off. And that little hesitation, those linemen that cover the punts, they're counting to themselves 1,001, 1,002, and then they release downfield.
Cardinals say kick it again. They had it at their own 32. They could have declined and kept the ball right there. They say take it back for the 5-yard penalty and kick it again. You don't think that the Cowboys would change their mind now and put in the dipsy doodle here, do you?
Oh, no. They're going to have to punt it now. Unless he could throw the football. You know, you never know what guys are thinking of. I'm sure they're well aware that Philadelphia's beat Washington.
Ineligible downfield is what Don Wedge said. He's had transmission trouble with that microphone all day long. That means violation of the rule that Paul almost explained, where only the outside men can go down before the ball is kicked.
It just goes against all natural tendencies, Lindsey, for those linemen to not be able to release. It's not a natural move for them. They've got to count 1,001, 1,002. Sometimes they go to 3 seconds. And they don't know if that snap from the center is on the ground. If it's high, it throws off his rhythm.
But in the Canadian game for years, nobody could go down.
Right.
Danny White. Deep punt formation. It's still Harrell. Remember, they had it before at the 32. He's got it at the 20. 25. And he goes out of bounds at the 32. So they take it 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. A 54-yard punt. A beauty by Danny White. Bud Wilkinson along the sidelines.
This is defensive coordinator Tom Bettis, who was coached very briefly for the Kansas City Chiefs.
A beauty by Danny White. Bud Wilkinson along the sidelines.
This is defensive coordinator Tom Bettis, who was coached very briefly for the Kansas City Chiefs. Bud's a fine golfer. He's really picked up the game. Got a solid 10 handicap golfer out, played with him. Enjoyed it.
All right, going to Melgray, and couldn't get to it. Making a move on the play was Benny Barnes, 31. 2nd and 10 at the 32.
Cliff Harris and Mel Gray having a little lip. There they go.
Aren't they? Cliff Harris and Mel Gray.
Dallas couldn't like this guy too much. He's really been a thorn in their side for a couple of years now. Here's Gray on that crossing pattern. Right there, a little bit low. And he was hit a little bit before the football got there.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Cardinals ball it there at 32, 5:14 left in the 3rd quarter. Steve Jones.
Steve Jones carrying.
Got it out to the 37-yard line.
Well, it's been a slow second half, Lindsey, but one thing important for the St. Louis Cardinals is that clock just keeps on. Coverage from Mark Washington would have been on target right there. You don't see any linebackers. You don't see any free safeties around. Man on man, Washington against Gray. The pass was thrown behind him.
Steve Little in deep punt formation. Butch Johnson is dropped back deep to receive it for the Dallas Cowboys. Well, he dropped it. He dropped it and slipped, and at the 37-yard line, the ball goes over to the Dallas Cowboys at the St. Louis 37.
And you know, the fans here, Lindsey, are probably saying, well, I knew it had to happen. Here it is. Steve Little On his move to punt the football, drops it on a 4th down situation. Then he slips, and Dallas Cowboys have a big break.
It wasn't a bad snap. He had it in his hands and dropped it on the move to punt. So that's the big break in the ball game.
Right there, he had the football. He just could not hold on. The rookie from Arkansas, a tough mistake.
Can the Cowboys capitalize now? Now the reverse play, Drew Pearson, and now it's back to Staubach, a flea flicker. Tony Hill, touchdown on a flea flicker. 37-yard touchdown pass on the flea flicker.
Well, I mentioned in the first half, Lindsey, when they ran this play with Drew Pearson, that off of this, he could throw it back to Staubach, and Tony Hill has beaten everybody. He's all alone, 37 yards, and we're going to have a tie ball game if the extra point is converted. Here it is again. Staubach from Pearson, and he just lets it go. Roger Worley is trying to cover Tony Hill, and Hill was too much.
So now a conversion attempt coming, which if good will tie the score. Raphael Septien will be kicking. Charlie Waters holding for the Cowboys. Waters puts it down. Septien boots it up. It's good. And the score is tied. As they come back up the field, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 14, the Dallas Cowboys 14, and we have 4 minutes, 18 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Well, Bud Wilkinson mentioned in his release, we can stay away from mistakes, and that mistake on the punt cost them 6. Dallas comes right back, throws the flea flicker, and Staubach spots Tony Hill all by himself. Look at that.
Stops him, and they'll start it all over again.
Cowboys can win today, Lindsey. They can cut Washington's lead to 1 game. The NFC.
Septien. Harrell has it at the 7-yard line. He's at the 10, at the 15. He's at the 20. He's at the 25. Penalty marker. Penalty marker as he got up to the 28-yard line.
It'll be a clipping against the Cards.
That's the usual call on the run back.
Now that's not bad field position right there, about the 28-yard line. This 15-yard penalty.
Puts it back at the 10.
So 2 mistakes here.
Illegal use of hands on the run back, number 35, at the distance, first down.
Illegal use of hands on the run back.
35 is Jim Otis, and I don't think he's on the...
I think he probably meant 45, Perry Smith.
Well, anyway, it's a bad mistake. 2 mistakes, that fumble punt, and now this penalty could really be dangerous for the Cardinals.
First and 10 at the 10. Otis got a yard to the 11, where he was swarmed with the Cowboy defense. Jethro Pugh back in there leading the defensive charge. 2nd down and 9 at the 11.
They always usually get more pumped up, it seems, the defense, after the offense scores a touchdown. You come from behind, you tie a ball game up, and invariably we've seen it so many times where that defensive line just really goes after the quarterback, and it becomes a little bit tougher to run the football.
You saw Otis coming off the field. It's Steve Jones and Wayne Morris in there now. Tight end right. And that's Morris. Popped at the 10-yard line.
That was Bob Bruning in the middle, and he fills the hole beautifully. There's a little trap block. You see the center block left, and he meets the guard head up, does the job. Great play by Bruning.
3rd down and 10 yards to go at the 10.
He just stood up Bob Young, the left guard.
3 minutes, 4 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Jim Hart. Well, it's going to be spotted just outside the goal line. That was Harvey Martin coming.
Oh, it never fails. As soon as a team gives another team a little room to breathe, here comes the defense. They come in with vengeance. Had a little stun on. Almost in the end zone. Big Harvey Martin.
So now the punting unit has come on. You see where the ball is spotted just outside the 1. So that it'll be Steve Little back deep. And now he is in imminent danger of getting this one off.
That's right. And he's got to be very careful where the ball is high. He's only got a yard to work with back there.
That's the end line. Can't step on it. Gets it off. Bush Johnson takes it up to 38, up to 30, up to 25, up to 20. Pulled out at the 15-yard line. Cowboys 1st and 10 at the St. Louis 15-yard line.
Yeah, that's what 2 careless mistakes cost you, Lindsey. The Cardinals were sitting on a 7-point lead, 4th down. They had pretty good field position to punt from. Drops the punt, gives them 6 points. Come back with the clipping call on the kickoff return, puts them back deep in their hole. They don't make a 1st down, and Dallas is right knocking on the door.
2 minutes, 16 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Score tied 14-14. Drew Pearson goes to the right side, doubled over there with Butch Johnson. Staubach rolling and looking and pumping and keeping. And he goes out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Steve Neal's on the tackle.
I'll give Roger a good shot, too. Here's the 1st quarter score. Fran Tarkenton has thrown a 5-yard pass to Sammy White. Tarkenton to White, and Minnesota leads the unbeaten Rams 7-0 1st quarter.
There's a final score.
6-1, the Packers.
45-28, the Pack over Seattle. 2nd down and 8 yards to go here for Dallas at the St. Louis 13-yard line. Tony Hill to the right side, Drew Pearson left. Well, he puts it up to Tony Hill, and penalty marker's thrown. Penalty marker is thrown. Interference is called against the Cardinals.
Number 27, Carl Allen, he's disgusted with the call.
He is, in fact, interference called. Tony Hill and Carl Allen it was over there, and the interference was called on Allen.
Let's take another look. Here's Staubach. He's got a man-to-man situation over here. It's Hill against Allen all the way. That might have happened a little bit before that. Another look. See if we can pick it up. Just lobs the football up there for Hill. The defensive man is just as much right for the football as the offensive guy has in that situation. Judgment calls. That's the toughest call for the referees.
It makes it 1st down and goal to go for the Cowboys. And now another penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Cardinals puts the ball down at the 2-yard line. 1st down and goal to go. The St. Louis crowd's not happy. Did not get in. Newhouse did not get in. So it'll be 2nd down and goal to go.
1-yard line.
At the 1. Next play is being brought in now by Burton Lawless. As Tom Landry is shuttling plays in with the guards. He had some injuries at guard, and last week we're shuttling him in with wide receivers, Tony Hill and Butch Johnson. Tony Hill particularly did not care for that. Contact made before the snap.
80-man Billy Joe Dupre moved. That'll cost him 5.
Illegal procedure on Billy Joe Dupre's move against the Dallas Cowboys. And that will move the ball out to the 6-yard line. 2nd down and goal to go at the 6.
Illegal procedure. False start on the offense, second down and goal.
It was Billy Joe Dupre, the tight end, who was lined up on the left side. Well, the Cardinals would be very lucky to get out of here with 3 points, wouldn't they, Lynch?
They would, in fact.
Second
down here. Stumbled a little bit. Staubach, he pumps it. Tony Hill, touchdown. Tony Hill for the touchdown to Staubach.
Well, somebody blew the coverage there on Tony Hill. There wasn't anybody covering Tony Hill. Staubach almost slips down. They had a safety blitz on. Kenny Stone was going after the quarterback. Nobody covered Tony Hill. Second touchdown reception of the day. He caught 2 touchdown passes last week against the New York Giants.
And with a minute 17 seconds left to play in the third quarter, the Cowboys are in front for the first time today. They have a conversion attempt coming. It's Charlie Waters holding for Rayfield Septian. Septian boots it, and it's good. So as they come back up the field now, the Dallas Cowboys are out in front by a score of 21-14 with a minute 17 remaining to be played in the third quarter. Next week on CBS, we'll have regional coverage, of course, as we're getting into that part of the season where they're all big games. We'll have the Chicago Bears against Tampa Bay, St. Louis Cardinals against the New York Jets, and those Green Bay Packers against Minnesota.
And then the regional games. The Redskins go to the New York Giants. Philadelphia against Dallas. Atlanta against San Francisco, and New Orleans takes on the Rams.
Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. All the action begins with the NFL Today pregame show 30 minutes before kickoff. Brent Musburger, Jane Kennedy, and Irv Cross. That is Bud Wilkinson, hands on hip. Jim Hardy's quarterback beside him.
I tell you, Bud must feel like he's snake bit, you know? 0 for 6.
Tom Landry. Septian is kicking off. This one heads over toward the sideline marker. Goes out of bounds. And so they'll bring it back and kick it from the 30-yard line. Wasn't hit squarely by Septian.
I tell you, Dennis Thurman almost got to that football for the Cowboys. They'll just move it 5 yards back.
That's all.
Kick it from the 30.
The next foul. That will kick again.
As we have pointed out from time to time, the Washington Redskins have sustained their first loss of the season already this afternoon, so that if the Dallas Cowboys maintain the lead and win, they will shave the lead of the Washington Redskins in the Eastern Division of the National Football Conference to 1 game. Harrell and Child still are deep for the St. Louis Cardinals, as Septian again will kick off for Dallas.
And they still have 1 game left with Washington, and that will be played at home.
Harrell's side of the field. Harrell at the 10-yard line. He's at the 15, at the 20, 25, 30. Popped as he got to the 32-yard line. It was Bruce Huther. So it is at the 32.
I was going to say, Lindsay, a 22-yard return by Willard Harrell. Now, the Cardinals have to go to work. They've got to get something going. The last couple of series, they've been trying to keep the ball on the ground, eat up some clock. Now they find that they trail by 7. They're going to have to go upstairs.
1 minute remaining to be played in the third quarter. Morris to notice of the setbacks. Hart to Morris, and incomplete and almost intercepted. Almost picked off by Aaron Kyle. Second and 10. Cardinals at their own 32-yard line. This game has pretty much followed the same pattern so far as the first meeting of these teams in Dallas.
Well, Hart had an excellent first half, and I don't think he's completed a pass this half.
Hart again. Belgrave took the football, 39-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Aaron Cow was all over it.
What a catch.
Gathered it in.
Great catch by Mel Gray. And he notions something to Cliff Harris. They've been joining each other all day. Look at this catch by Mel Gray. That's the first pass that Jim Hart completed here in the second half.
So now, trailing by 7 points, the Cardinals have moved into Cowboy territory at the Cowboy 39. We have 29 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Pat Tilley goes to the left side, Mel Gray to the right side. Otis dives up to the 36-yard line for 3, making it second down and 7 yards to go. Clock is running with 10 seconds remaining to be played in this quarter. It is counted down to 5-4, 3-2, and 1 second remains, and that's that. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Cowboys 21 and St. Louis 14. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Score, New Orleans 7, San Francisco nothing. In the first,
Oh, yeah.
New York Jets 20, Baltimore 3. Final score,
Yes.
Pittsburgh 34, Cleveland 14. Final score, Green Bay 45,
Why not?
Seattle 28.
Why not?
New York Giants 17, Tampa 14. Final score, Philadelphia 17.
We send the drinks back.
Washington 10.
20 seconds. 15, stand by. 10 seconds.
At Bush Memorial Stadium in St. Louis, this is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Hornung, where the Dallas Cowboys have a 7-point lead over the St. Louis Cardinals, but the Cardinals have the ball, 2nd and 7. They have it at the 36-yard line of the Cowboys. The coaches along the sideline, Landry Wilkinson. Wayne Morris, and he got just to the 34-yard line for 2, where it'll be third down and 5 yards to go.
Bob Bruning been all over the field today from his middle linebacker position. He's a tough kid. Final, Pittsburgh by 20.
Third fly for the Cardinals.
Larry Cole is coming there defensively now for the Cowboys. So is Randy Hughes. Third down play, Wayne Morris, Steve Jones in that backfield.
5 defensive backs.
Right and right. Hart. Mel Gray at the 15-yard line. Nailed by Mark Washington, but Mel Gray held on to the ball.
Well, they had a blitz situation on Mel Gray on a quick post, and watch the release of Jim Hart. Right away, right on the target, and Mel Gray makes a good catch. 19-yard pickup, first down, Cardinals.
At the 15-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Cardinals are trailing by 7 points. We're in the final quarter of play.
15-yard line.
Mel Gray goes to the right side. Pat Tilley comes to the left side.
Gray's caught 4 for 89 today, Lindsey.
Now a little delay to Jim Otis, and he gets 5 to the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5 at the 10. Big Jim Otis, an All-American fullback at Ohio State in his college days. Coming up next now, the Los Angeles Rams and the Minnesota Vikings on most of these same stations. That game, of course, will not be seen in the St. Louis area because of NFL regulations regarding cities where the home team is shown because of the sellout. This game is being seen in St. Louis because of the sellout. Struggling is Wayne Morris. Got almost to the 5-yard line. So now they take a long look for the possible first down. It is third down, and they're going to measure.
And if they do come up a little bit short, Lindsey, so far this afternoon, Jim Otis, 21 carries, 65 yards, but he's been the third and short man they've used. There you see it. They need about 7 or 8 inches.
How much do they need, Paul?
Like. About 8 inches.
Third down, and inches to go. Outside the 5-yard line.
I would imagine number 53, Bob Bruning, if we can pick him out in there. Watching key number 35.
Full house backfield. Otis in the middle. Otis! He got the first down. Well, he's still trying to get away.
There's a penalty flag down, Lindsay.
That was Thomas Henderson who was hanging on to him.
Well, he hung on a little bit too long. We might get a personal foul here, and that's half the distance in this situation.
Or maybe Mike Hegman. Maybe it was Mike Hegman. Oh, that's Henderson. Talking to him now was Henderson. Hegman just behind him. That is the penalty that's going to take it half the distance. It'll be first down and goal to go.
Personal foul. Defense, number 56.
That's Henderson.
Half the distance, first down.
First down and goal to go. At the 2.5. Stay in the full house. Well, he missed the handoff. Missed the handoff, and Hart had to eat it.
Otis fell down. He slipped on the artificial turf. It's a little wet down there. Watch this. He's looking around for Otis for the handoff. Otis is slipped in the backfield. Here we get a better shot of it. Now watch Otis.
There's a flag down. And that's against the Cowboys as well. Another penalty against the Cowboys. Moves the ball again half the distance to down to the 1-yard line.
Offside. Defense, number 79. First down.
So it's down to the 1-yard line. First down and goal to go. Cardinals are trailing by 7 points. First and goal at the Cowboy 1-yard line. We have 12 minutes, 45 seconds left. Throws it, and it's complete for the touchdown. Taken in there by Wayne Morris. Wayne Morris from Jim Hart for the touchdown from the 1-yard line.
Well, we have got ourselves a tough ball game here in the fourth quarter. Play action pass. Foss is wide open. Hart hits him for the score. So Bakken will attempt to tie it up.
Jim Bakken will kick. Roger Worley will hold. The conversion attempt, which, if good, will tie the score. Worley puts it down. Bakken puts it up, and it's good. And the score is tied. So we have 12 minutes, 41 seconds remaining to be played in this game. Score is tied. Dallas 21, the St. Louis Cardinals 21. The Cowboys and the Cards in St. Louis. Steve Little will kick off now for the St. Louis Cardinals. Butch Johnson and Larry Brinson are deep to receive it for the Dallas Cowboys. 12 minutes, 41 seconds left to play in this game, and the score is tied 21-21. The referee's whistle. Little with a spiraling kick that is headed over toward the sideline. And it was taken by Brinson unaccountably. He took it and went out of bounds at the 6-yard line. That is the second time today we've seen that.
Well, Butch Johnson did it once, and he said, and now Larry Brinson does it. Should have let the ball go out of bounds again. Right there. We're going to mark it just past the 5-yard line. Call it the 6. Yep. That's things you always must be cognizant of, Lindsay. Those kind of mistakes will sometimes come back to haunt you. Now, Dallas was lucky. First half didn't hurt them. They moved right down the field. Of course, they're kind of offense. They can move it from anywhere.
First and 10. They have it at their own 6-yard line. They loosen up Dorsett. Roger Staubach gunning it to the outside. Tony Hill and Roger Worley covers over there at the 12-yard line.
It's Drew Pearson on the catch.
Was Pearson,
and right away they come out and threw the football. Fourth quarter, Houston back in front of Buffalo now, 14-10. 23-3, the Jets over Baltimore.
Butch Johnson's in there now for the Dallas Cowboys.
And Miami, 7-0 over San Diego.
Newhouse loosens up. Dorsett's the other back. Hops it over to the left to Butch Johnson. Out in the left flat. Penalty marker goes down as he got up to the 17-yard line. Roger Worley made the stop.
It's going to go against Dallas.
It is against the Dallas Cowboys. Appeared to be clipping the preliminary signal.
You know, defensively, the toughest assignment in the National Football League, I think, is going against the Dallas Cowboys to counter so many moves, so many shifts, so many different...
Personal foul, clipping on the offense, number 67, second down.
Pat Donovan clipping on the play.
But as I was saying, Lindsay, Tom Landry, there you see him on the screen. He's got such a... And he was really regarded as a defensive genius early. But he's really changed the game around with all this offensive thinking, shifts, different looks, so many men in motion, and everything is designed to work on a specific individual, whether it be a lineman or a defensive linebacker.
Second down play coming here. Staubach in the end zone, steps up. Scrambles in the end zone and now throws it, and it is complete. A catch it is out at the 18-yard line. Billy Joe Dupree.
I tell you, he's excited. He gets cornered here in the end zone. Looks like it could be a safety, but no way. Roger goes in, comes back into the end zone, and finally finds Billy Joe Dupree for a very important first down.
You saw him drag the toe to get it in there. So that is a 1st and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys as they move it out now. They have it just short of the 19-yard line.
Nothing conservative about Dallas, is there?
Not in the slightest. Dorsett. And a yard to the 20. It'll be 2nd and 9. Arneson made the tackle, along with John Zook. 2nd down, 9 yards to go for the Cowboys at their own 20-yard line.
Dorsett in the last 2 games against St. Louis has picked up close to 300 yards, 298 yards to be exact. Today he's picked up 15 yards in 11 carries.
Staubach brings them up. Take the draw. Drew Pearson. Drew Pearson across the 40-yard line.
20-yard pickup. That Pearson is something else. What a receiver he is.
Another 1st and 10. It's at the 41-yard line. Drew Pearson was named for the famous newspaper columnist Drew Pearson. Played high school football in New Jersey on the same team with Joe Theismann. Theismann's the quarterback throwing to Pearson, and then when Theismann left, Pearson became the quarterback on the high school team.
Does that tell you what kind of athlete he is? Here it comes.
Here it comes again, but they keep the ball. Same play they ran the flea flicker off for a touchdown earlier. Steve Niels ran him out of bounds.
Well, this series is the Drew Pearson act, folks. He's caught 2 passes. Now they get him on an end around. The ball will be marked about the 42-yard line.
2nd down and 9 yards to go. Score is tied. Cowboys 21, Cardinals 21. With the Cowboys moving steadily upfield, having started from their own 6-yard line. Staubach. Well, the receiver was down, and Roger Wheeler was making a move. And Ken Green got to Roger Staubach, hit him just as he threw on a safety blitz. Incompletion simply makes it 3rd and 9 at the 42-yard line.
Third down, 9 yards to go.
Drew Pearson out to a wide left, Butch Johnson to a wide right. Going to the shotgun on 3rd down. Staubach. Well, he simply throws it to Tony Hill as far as he can, and it is intercepted. Intercepted at the 5-yard line by the St. Louis Cardinals.
Didn't hurt Dallas a bit.
Ken Stone pulled it off. Ken Stone.
Just as good as a punt. If this pass is incomplete, this interception is just as good as a punt. It's got the Cardinals way back there.
1st and 10 at the 5. The Cowboys, Tom Landry, and the Cardinals, Bud Wilkinson. And we have 10 minutes, 38 seconds left to play in the game.
And again, that 3rd down pass, they needed 9 for the 1st down, is intercepted. Line of scrimmage was 42. So in effect, on a 4th down, that would have been a 54-yard punt and no return.
1st and 10 short of the 5-yard line for the Cardinals. Cowboys had it deep in their territory. Cardinals have it deep in their territory. Now on 1st down, swung out incomplete. Tried to get it out there to Morris, Wayne Morris. 2nd and 10 at the 5-yard line.
I don't know what happened there, Lindsey. It looked like half the people were playing and half the people weren't. Oakland leads Kansas City 7-0, 2nd quarter.
21-21 tie here in the 4th quarter. Pat Tilley comes out to the left side. Melgrave to the right side for Jim Hart.
Boy, do they need a 1st down to get out of this bad defensive field position here.
Well, they give it to big Jim Otis, and he powers out to the 7-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd and 8.
Jim Otis becomes the 4th.
Steve Jones is coming to the ball game now for the Cardinals. Cowboys are shoring up the defense on this 3rd down situation. Jim Otis is coming out, getting a hand as he does. A hand is for Otis. Big 3rd down play, 3rd and 8. Score tied, 21-21. Jim Hart from the end zone. And he threads the needle. And they get the 1st down. It is Ramson. Ramson, the big tight end, gathered it in. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Well, they had Melgrave streaking down the right sidelines, had him double covered, and very wisely, Jim Hart read the coverage, came back to his tight end right there, number 80, Easton Ramson.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals.
Here it is again. Now watch Hart look around. He's over in the right. He sees his tight end, who had a single coverage on the safety man. He got a pretty good pop, too.
1st down play now for the Cards. Big Jim Otis again. Gets through to the 25, where it'll be 2nd down and 8 yards to go. He has been the workhorse of the backfield today, Jim Otis.
In fact, on that last carry, Lindsey, he goes over 3,443 yards rushing. That moves him into 4th place, all-time Cardinal rusher. Picked up 70 yards today on 24 carries.
We have 8 minutes, 44 seconds left to play. Score tied, 21-all. Jim Hart swings it out to Morris. Wayne Morris, his safety valve out there, and he got it up across the 30 to the 31-yard line. A gain of 6. Well, it'll be 3rd down and 2 yards to go. There's Wayne Morris from Southern Methodist University.
I imagine Steve Little, a rookie from Arkansas, sitting on that sideline. I know what's going through his mind right now. I'm going to make this 1st down Well, I won't have to go back in there and punt.
Got from back there.
Take a chance of dropping another one, right?
Punting game has not been all that good today. Or recent days. Jim Hart. Incomplete.
Harvey Martin, number 79 on the rush.
So that brings up a 4th and 2, and that brings Steve Little into the ball game.
Watch 79. He just beat Keith Wortman to the inside. And that caused the bad pass.
Butch Johnson has dropped back now to field the punt for the Dallas Cowboys as Little goes into deep punt formation. 7 minutes, 43 seconds left to play. The score tied 21 all.
Looks like Dallas might be trying to block this punt.
Now they peel a couple back. Heavy rush. He barely got it off. Butch Johnson at the 34, 35, 40, 45. And he goes out of bounds near midfield. So now the Cowboys will get the football, and they'll get it in very excellent field position. They will have it 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And we have 7:35 left to play in the game. Cowboys have it 1st and 10 just short of the 49-yard line.
Let's take a look at Steve Little here, Lindsay. I think he takes a little bit too much time here. Now, we're going to run this at natural speed here. Now, watch Steve Little. He knows they're going to try to block this kick, and he just kind of takes his time. You've got to feel that pressure when you're a punter. You kind of step away to the right or to the left.
Now, with the score tied, 21-21, 7:35 left to play. The Cowboys have it 1st and 10 just short of their 49-yard line. Roger Staubach brings them up. It's still Newhouse and Dorsett. Newhouse to the 49-yard line of the St. Louis Cardinals for 2 to make it 2nd down and 8 yards to go.
Well, you give the Cowboys this good a field position late in the game. 15 out of 26, 187 Roger stats on the day. I think it's, you know, this team is so dangerous. They can score from any position.
Roger Staubach, one of the great field generals in this game. Brings them up now.
You learned all about those generals in Navy, didn't you? Not generals there.
Admirals is
right?
where he learned them. You're right. Dropping back now. Throws it out to Newhouse on the screen left, and he bobbles it. Forward pass behind the line. Here's the ruling, so it's simply an incompletion. 3rd and 8 at the 49.
Here it comes again. Little screen pass out to the left side to Robert Newhouse. Ground level shot, and Newhouse is on his knees here. Cannot get the handle.
You always take a quick look on one like that to see if the receiver is in advance of the passer. If he isn't, it's a lateral and a free ball, of course. 3rd down. Ball is still at the 49-yard line of the Cardinals.
Bob Pollard moves on the inside now. They got the pass rush. Front 4 defensive linemen now for
shotgun. Butch Johnson right, Tony Hill and Drew Pearson double to the left side for Roger Staubach. And it's incomplete. He got it to Preston Pearson, who didn't hold, and it's going to be 4th down.
Big break for the Cardinals right here. Preston Pearson, usually the man. Right there, he's kind of talking to Roger Staubach. He had his hands on it just a little bit behind him.
Danny White has come on to do the punting. Willard Harrell has dropped back to receive the punt for the St. Louis Cardinals. 6 minutes, 42 seconds left to play. Cowboys 21, Cardinals 21.
Cardinals can move the football. They've still got a shot for the big upset of the day. NFL at its best on CBS.
High spiraling kick headed for the sideline. Out of bounds, there'll be no run back, and it is being lined up along the sideline at the 17-yard line. 1st and 10. So now, St. Louis Cardinals have possession. They have it in their own territory, not as deep as a moment ago, and the score is tied 21 all. Six minutes, 36 seconds remaining to be played in this game at Bush Memorial Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. The Cardinals have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 17. The score is tied, 21-21. This is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Hornung in St. Louis. Jim Hart, the quarterback for the Cardinals. Tight end right. Hart retreats to set it up now. And he's going long. Tilly can't get it. Aaron Kyle covering. Penalty marker. Penalty marker. Aaron Kyle was covering Pat Tilly, and the marker is thrown. You see D.D. Lewis talking to the official.
They had a double streak pattern on. Mel Gray going down the right side and Tilly down the left side.
It's near the 38-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. First down, 10 yards to go on the interference call against Aaron Kyle.
Woo, what a call right here. We got that again. Let's see if I can ask my director, Duke Struck. I'd like to take another look at that. Here it comes. From the end zone, Hart goes for the home run down the left sideline. Aaron Kyle on the coverage. Right there. I don't know. These referees got the toughest job in the world. Tilly, of course, right away is going to come up.
Try the draw. Big Jim Otis goes to the 27-yard line. Otis picked up another 1st and 10 for the St. Louis Cardinals. He picked up 11 yards on the play.
Oh, that was a very close call, Lindsay. I'm still trying to decide whether that was interference or not.
But you don't have to decide because it's already been decided.
I know.
6 minutes, 3 seconds remaining to be played. Jim Hart waiting for the snap. Jim Otis again trying to get to the outside. Being bulldogged through the turf just inside the 25-yard line. Benny Barnes was there.
Otis loves it right now, Lindsay. Boy, running back, you're playing in a situation like this. He hasn't started all year. This is his first starting assignment. Scored 2 touchdowns today. He's got 83 yards rushing now on 26 carries. And they've been tough yards.
2nd and a long 7 inside the 25-yard line. Otis again. At the 22-yard line.
Well, the best thing that happened to St. Louis is not to score too quick, Lindsay, and give Dallas 2 or 3
and now
minutes.
Otis is slow getting up. It's Otis who's getting attention, and it's an injury timeout.
I was going to say, and not give Dallas 3 or 4 minutes on that clock to come back.
Well, that's exactly right. Big Jim Otis getting attention on the field. 5 minutes, 2 seconds left to play.
From this
St. Louis, Missouri. Score is tied 21-21. Jim Otis went off the field under his own power, but he's in obvious pain there. He got a standing ovation as he came off the field. It's 3rd down and 4 yards to go for the Cardinals. They have the ball at the Cowboys' 22-yard line. A big 3rd down play coming here. Jones and Morris are the setbacks. Tight end left. Jim Hart. And it is completed to his tight end, Remsen. Easton Remsen took it for a 1st down. It is inside the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. They had them all coming.
Good call here, a little pump fake, and it goes to his tight end again, in the good hands of Easton Ramson there, held on, covered by Waters. Another look.
But an interference call against the Cardinals. An interference call against the Cardinals will nullify the play.
Now bring it back. They had the 1st down inside the 15-yard line. Oh, it's a tough break for St. Louis.
Puts it back at the 32-yard line.
Well, does that change the complexion of this football game right now?
Pass interference. Offense, number 85.
That's Mel Gray.
And that was completely away from the play, Lindsay. That was Mel Gray on the outside. And this is the kind of mistake that Wilkinson has been harping on for 3 or 4 weeks. He said we make silly mistakes and it ends up costing us some football games.
3rd and 14 at the 32. 4 minutes, 36 seconds left to play. 3rd and long.
Safety blitz.
Penalty markers are thrown. Aaron Kyle on Tilly. Aaron Kyle on Tilly is where the flag was thrown.
No question about that. That's an automatic play now, Lindsey. When Jim Hart sees that they're going to have a safety blitz when both the safeties are coming, it's automatic for the quick post pattern, so he can get it off in a hurry.
On the defense, it's a pass interference, defensive pass interference. On the defense, number 25, first down.
First down, 2. Aaron Powell is called. Now watch this. See the two safety. There's safety, Randy Hughes. He gets picked up, and that becomes an automatic to the flanker. And right there, Aaron Powell it's a good call, I thought. Interference right on the button. There's Randy Hughes. And look at the good block by number 24. Wayne Morris saved that.
Jim Otis is back in the ball game. First and 10 at the 23-yard line. Jim Otis, short of the 20-yard line, pulling his way forward. Make it the 21 for a gain of 2. Second down and 8 yards to go. Score is tied. The Cowboys 21, the Cardinals 21. 4 minutes, 23 seconds left to play. Harvey Martin is down. Harvey Martin is down. So an official's timeout for attention for Harvey Martin as you see Jim Hart, the St. Louis quarterback.
Speaking of Hart, 16 out of 27 for 262 yards today and 1 touchdown.
Coming up next on most of these CBS stations, the Los Angeles Rams and the Minnesota Vikings. That telecast will not be seen. The doubleheader game will not be seen in St. Louis because of NFL rules and regulations concerning telecast of games in the market where the home team's game is seen because of the sellout. So the game will not be seen in St. Louis. Still attention for Martin. It appears to be a knee.
Well, I sure hope not.
4 minutes, 23 seconds left. And when play is resumed, it'll be second down and 8 yards to go for the St. Louis Cardinals. They have the ball at the Cowboys' 21-yard line.
And they're going to be very careful with that young man. 6-year veteran out of East Texas State. And he's been a lot to that defensive line for Dallas. Let's take a look how he walks off. Ooh, I don't think it's illegal. Yep. Harvey Martin.
Score tied here, 21-21. Washington Redskins today sustained their first loss of the season.
Pittsburgh remained unbeaten, and Minnesota has got an early first quarter lead over the Rams. They're unbeaten at 6-0 coming into today's action.
Second and 8 for the St. Louis Cardinals. This is Steve Jones. Popped inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Make it 3rd and 6 at the 19. So on 3rd down now. Cowboys are shoring up the defense in anticipation of a pass play here from Jim Hart.
Well, they take out 2 linebackers. Jethro Pugh comes out, and they got 5 defensive backs in there right now.
Mel Gray goes far to the right side. Pat Tilley comes to the left side for Jim Hart. Tight end right. And it is completed to his tight end. But at the 16-yard line, it's not enough for the first down. Eason Ramson took it. Charlie Waters made the tackle. However, Cowboys are strewn along the turf. As the trainer is out checking on Cliff Harris as well. Cliff Harris is the man face down with his feet kicking there. It's Cliff Harris, veteran free safety.
Well, they've fallen like flies here in the last 6 or 7 minutes of this football game. Jim Bakken will be called on right here with 3:13 to go. Here's a little square out pattern to the tight end. Now, if number 41, Charlie Waters, had not made a good tackle there, Ramson would have made the first down.
Harris is assisted off the field. Ball is spotted just outside the 15. It's 4th down coming up. Jim Bakken is on to attempt the field goal. This will be a 33-yard attempt.
The final, the Jets beat Baltimore 33-10. And we've got fairly important field goal coming up here, I would imagine.
In this range, Bakken this year is 1 for 3. A 33-yard attempt. Worley holding for him. Hash mark right. The ball is down. Bakken boost. The 33-yarder is hitting the upright and bouncing back. No good. It hit the upright and bounded back. No good. And the ball goes over. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Well, this, I think, sums up the Cardinals' season so far. Here they've got a chance to go in front with 3 minutes to go, and it's almost 100-1 that the ball is either going to go right or left, not directly back. Right, Lindsey?
So many times it'll either go through the uprights, in which case it's good, or outside, in which case it isn't. That one came directly back and was no good. Dejection on the face of Jim Bakken as he comes to the sideline. We have 2 minutes, 54 seconds left. The score is still tied, 21-21. And now the Cowboys have it 1st and 10 at the 20. What can they do with it? They go into a shotgun. Give Roger Staubach a direct pass from center. Staubach out to Tony Dorsett. Dorsett moves it. And they pass to the 27-yard line.
9-yard pickup.
Second down play coming. Staubach's going to take it out of bounds after he got the first down. 1st and 10. Kurt Alderman ran him out.
They also stopped the clock with 2:21 to go.
33-yard line.
2 touchdowns for Roger today to Tony Hill. Got Hill and Preston Pearson, your flankers.
Preston Pearson now in the slot. Drew Pearson wide left. Tony Hill to right. And they try now. Tony Dorsett takes the hand up at a whistle stop play. A whistle stop play. Violation of the 30-second clock, I think, which is delay of game and a 5-yard penalty. That is it, a 5-yard penalty.
Delay of game. Offense. 1st down.
Ball back in advance of the 28, now 1st and 15. Joe Dupree is split out to the right side in this alignment.
Got the speed on the left, Lindsey.
They have got a double over there, Hill and Pearson. Preston Pearson at the 40-yard line. Preston Pearson took the pass. Harry Smith made the tackle.
Out of the shotgun, he finds old reliable Preston Pearson. Makes a good catch here. Goes back over the middle. I think he's got the first down, right?
Well, it's close. They're going to measure for it, and they've called timeout to measure for the first down. During the timeout at the 2-minute warning, they measured for the first down, and it is a first down, just barely. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. We have a report in the Cowboy locker room that Harvey Martin has a hyperextended knee, possible return. 1st down and 10 yards to go. The ball is in advance of the 43-yard line for the Dallas Cowboys. Score tied 21-21. 2 minutes left to play in the game in St. Louis.
Cliff Harris jammed up his neck on that last tackle for Dallas when they were on defense.
Drew Pearson goes out to the left side. Tony Hill comes out to the right side. Preston Pearson goes into the slot left. Dorsett in the wing right. Preston Pearson evening up with Staubach in the shotgun. Staubach's got the ball. Dorsett ridden out immediately at the 49-yard line.
But he doesn't get out of bounds to stop the clock. It's running.
Carl Allen made the tackle. A gain of 6 will make it 2nd and 4. Ball is short of the 50-yard line. They're ready to go once again in the shotgun. Score tied, 21-21. Cowboys and Cardinals. Roger Staubach. Back to look and throws again. Preston Pearson. 1st down and 10 yards to go. And it is at the 43-yard line. Got across the sideline marker to stop the clock with 1:26 left to play.
Well, it's a beautiful thing to watch. A veteran team like the Dallas Cowboys, defending world champions. And they look at the last couple of minutes. They had great composure out there, Lindsey. They're moving the football when they need it. This is a mark of a great football team, just under pressure. They know they need a win to cut Washington's lead to 1. It looks as if they're marching right down for at least a possible field goal attempt.
That's what they have in mind. Here comes Bush Johnson into the alignment, and the tight end, Billy Joe Dupree, is going out.
They would prefer 7, I'm sure.
Staubach in the shotgun. Staubach. Preston Pearson cannot hang on. Well, our producer this afternoon, the estimable Mr. David Fox.
In New York, Washington, all points east, Duke Struck. I don't know where he lives. He lives in a different city every time I meet him.
Associate producer, Vince Lina. Wilbur Allmeyer is our engineer in charge. Bob Hanford, our field supervisor. Joel Holohan, technical director.
Keep in mind, folks, if Dallas does not put any points on that board, we could go to sudden death.
Shotgun. Second down and 10 at the 43. Staubach putting it up for Dorsett, but beyond him and out of bounds. Pressure was on Staubach, who was decked. It was Kurt Alleman who got to him. 3rd and 10.
Good pressure by Hallerman that time. He was down at the line of scrimmage. They had a 5-man pass rush. 3rd down.
Next play is being brought in there by Burton Lawless as Tom Landry sent him in. The big 3rd down play for the Dallas Cowboys. There is Landry. 3rd and 10 for the Cowboys at the Cardinal 43-yard line. 1 minute, 17 seconds left to play. Score tied 21-21. They double the speed to the left side. Tony Hill and Drew Pearson left. In the shotgun, Roger Staubach. He's got the ball. Goes to the left side. His receiver's down. Hill was down.
Tony Hill slipped. Got a square out pattern over there. Pearson took the cornerback deep, and it was going to be Hill on a sideline pattern underneath.
Danny White and the punting unit are coming on. Bud Wilkinson and his Cardinals.
Now, folks, if you wonder why Dallas is not going for it, if they would not make it on 4th down, the Cardinals still have 3 timeouts remaining with Jim Hart. They don't want to get Jim back in that situation again. Landry's playing the percentage.
White gets the snap. It is bounding around the 10-yard line, back upfield, and so it is killed at the 13-yard line. St. Louis Cardinals get it 1st and 10 at their own 13 with 1 minute, 3 seconds left to play in the game. 30-yard punt by Danny White, who was simply trying to squib it and get it in good position, and he did. As Paul Hornung has just pointed out, this game is in imminent danger of going into a sudden death overtime. Score tied 21-21, 1:03 on the clock, 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Jim Hart's coming into the huddle now to run the offense for the St. Louis Cardinals. Steve Jones, and he got across to the 17-yard line for about 4 to make it 2nd down and 6 yards to go. Less than a minute remaining to be played in this game.
Hart takes time out, comes over.
Hart has called the time. He's come over to talk to his head coach, Bud Wilkinson, along the sideline. Clock is stopped with 56 seconds left to play in this game. 2nd down, 6 yards to go. Cardinals have the ball at their own 17. Score tied 21-21. Coming up next, the Los Angeles Rams and the Minnesota Vikings. On most of these stations, the doubleheader game will not be seen in St. Louis because of NFL regulations concerning cities where The home team is shown because of the blackout.
Or stay with us, because we might be entertaining you for the next 20 or 30 minutes right here at Busch Stadium with an overtime action.
We might very well.
Targeted a touchdown pass in there. That's the difference of Sammy White.
2nd and 6, Cardinals at the 17.
To go.
He was blindsided by Harvey Martin. Harvey Martin, and he's hurt. And Hart is hurt. He is. He's down.
Watch this. Coming in from the left side, Harvey Martin. You saw his arm go forward. A good call. Incompleted pass, and Hart is in pain. A lot of people in the National Football League have said the quarterback needs more protection here.
It's a shoulder, apparently, that's getting the attention.
There it is. He really gets just completely from the blind side. There his arm. There it goes forward. And that is ruled an incomplete pass. And Harvey Martin, all 265 pounds of him, is right on top. And there's the man that may have to come in under a very tense situation. Al Pisarcik.
Steve Pisarkowitz from the University of Missouri. Steve Pisarkowitz.
I don't think he's played this year, has he? Never, ever played a down in the National Football League. Wow. And he's a 2-year veteran now at the University of Missouri, Lindsey, so evidently he didn't see any action last year.
Loosening up along the sidelines now as they continue to look after Hart. Tom Bettis there with the headset on.
Pretty tough position for, in effect, a rookie, right?
I should think so.
Wow.
He's loosening up, Pisarkowitz.
Of course, he could throw the football. And, of course, the folks around here, the University of Missouri, is a great quarterback there. And pressure is on for the youngster.
52 seconds left as Hart slowly gets to his feet, holding his rib cage as he comes out.
I tell you,
Steve Pisarkowitz is coming on. A standing ovation for Hart.
3rd down here. I think they'll try to run the football. I don't know if they'll try to put it up in the air. It would stop the clock on an incompletion, Lindsey. And, of course, they almost blocked the last punt, right? And with Butch Johnson on the return, Dallas could have another shot at a field goal before this is over with.
Pisarkowitz with his first play in the National Football League. Hands it off, and it's taken by Wayne Morris. He got only to the 20-yard line, so it's going to be 4th and 3.
Now, Dallas takes a timeout. Yes, sir. They stop the clock.
45 seconds left to play in the game. Pisarkowitz comes off in favor of the punter, Steve Little.
A little better kick a little bit quicker this time. They almost blocked the last punt on him.
Each team has 2 times out remaining. Cardinals have 2 and the Cowboys have 2.
Have 1 timeout remaining. The Cowboys have 2.
Yep.
You know, if they were going to run the ball and go into overtime, I think the mistake was when Hart called timeout after they picked up 5 yards on the first run. It was 1st down. They picked up 5, and he called timeout immediately, stopping the clock, and came over to the sidelines to talk to Bud Wilkinson.
Let us correct the number of times out remaining. The Cardinals have 1 left. The Cowboys have 2 left. Steve Little goes back into deep punt formation now. You saw Butch Johnson deep to receive it for the Dallas Cowboys. Little gets it off. Butch Johnson moves up. He has it at the 47, the 50, the 45, the 40, the 35. Runs into one of his own men. Fumbled the football, and he's down at the 32-yard line. He ran into Hegman. Went down, fumbled, but got the ball. The Cowboys do at the 32-yard line.
Here it is again. Little on the punt. He gets it off to the left side. He feels pressure coming from his right. Now watch Butch Johnson. It's a 35-yard punt. He's going to return it 22 big yards. Butch Johnson ran into one of his own men right here. or it would have been more.
Ran into Hegman and had him up in the air. That's Hegman who's hitting the deck. First and 10 for the Cowboys inside the 32-yard line. 30 seconds left to play in the game. Score tie. Into the shotgun. Roger Staubach waits for the direct snap. Staubach has the football. And he throws to Drew Pearson, and he's out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Inside the 17, 24 seconds with the clock stopped there. So now, the Dallas Cowboys are in field goal range with 24 seconds on the clock. There the number of timeouts remaining. Score tied 21-21.
Picked up 12. That's Drew Pearson's, what, 5th catch of the afternoon? Yes, sir.
First down, 10 yards to go. The ball just outside the 16-yard line.
Well, a kicking game. Special teams really hurt the Cardinals for the second straight week. They had 2 block punts last week.
Staubach brings them up. The clock starts on the snap. Newhouse and Dorsett. Newhouse, they just want a few yards closer, and he gets it down there just short of the 12-yard line. Now, it got away, and the Cardinals got the football. It got away, and the Cardinals got the football. The Cardinals have it. You see it there. Niels has the ball. Niels has the football.
I don't believe this.
As he took it away. He took it away. Niels, Steve Niels took the football away, and the Cardinals get the ball.
Here it is, Robert Newhouse. All Newhouse wants to do here is get a couple of yards in field position. Look at Steve Niels with the ball. Let's take another look. Newhouse into the center of the line has the ball stolen by linebacker Steve Niels. Is he happy? Oh!
Ball is spotted at the 27-yard line now.
Niels says, look what I got. He just found it.
At the 27-yard line, it is first and 10 for the Cardinals. With Sarkowitz in to run the attack. 17 seconds on the clock. Score tied, 21-21. Intercepted at the 44-yard line. Cliff Harris got it. Cliff Harris intercepted. Pass is intended for Mel Gray. Cowboys get it back first and 10 at the 44. 10 seconds left.
I tell you, don't go away, folks. We might be playing another 5 minutes in the last 10 seconds. This ball's been turned over. What action in the last couple of minutes. 10 seconds left. Tom Landry anxiously going to watch this offense go to work. He's got time for maybe one completion, Lindsay, and he's got to get it almost out of bounds to stop the clock.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Cowboys. They have the ball at their own 44-yard line. Score tied 21-21, 10 seconds to play. Staubach's got the ball. Drew Pearson's got it. And it is at the 31-yard line. 1 second left. They stop the clock. They used the timeout and stopped it with 1 second showing. First down and 10 yards to go.
24-yard pickup. Staubach being rushed by Bob Pollard. Gets it off. And old dependable Drew Pearson in the middle of 4 white jerseys comes up with the big catch.
Ball is outside the 31-yard line.
Another look. There's Tony Hill. Watch Pearson right there. Ken Stone's there. Carl Allen's there.
Septien is in to attempt the field goal. The clock starts on the snap. 1 second remaining, and Septien is in to attempt the field goal.
You look at the little stringers up on the goalpost, and the wind is going to be against him a little bit, I think.
This will be a 49-yard attempt for Septien. Charlie Waters will hold for him.
But the Cardinals take their last time
Now
out.
the officials say that 2 seconds remain. Although the clock shows only 1, the officials say 2 seconds remain. Doesn't make any difference, really. This is, in essence, a 50-yard field goal attempt. A 50-yard field goal attempt for Septien with Waters holding. Waters waits for the snap, puts it on the 50-yarder. It is bounding around, deflected, picked up, and returned to the 9-yard line. It was deflected and time has run out. This game will go into sudden death overtime.
Oh, what a football game.
football game in St. Louis. And it is ended in regulation time. Tied. Dallas 21, St. Louis 21. There will be a 3-minute intermission, and then we go again. In sudden death, the first team to score by any means wins the game. They flip now.
Now we come out for the flip. This is the only thing I don't like about sudden death, Lindsay. You flip a coin after 60 minutes of football, and one team gets the football. If they go down and score, the other team doesn't have a chance to come back. They don't have a chance to get their hands on the football. It's almost, I tell you, I'd like to know the number of times the winning team who's ever won the tip, the flip, have won the game in the overtime.
I think it would surprise you. I think it would surprise you.
You think that
Yes, I do.
The team that's on defense the first time has a little bit of edge?
Well, not necessarily edge, but they frequently win.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I know I'd like to have my hands on that football.
Oh, yes. By all means. They'll have the flip of the coin at the center of the field. Don Wedge, the referee.
New Orleans is taking a 14-0 lead over the 49ers. Mike Strong scored from 2 yards out. Ike Harris on a 15-yard run. Oh, it's on a pass from Archie Manning. Manning a touchdown pass to Harris. 14-0.
Dallas wins the toss.
Dallas has won the toss. The Cowboys will get the football. So, when we resume play again in sudden death overtime, it will be the St. Louis Cardinals kicking off to the Dallas Cowboys in St. Louis. Tom Landry and Bud Wilkinson, we have word that Hart will not return this afternoon. Jim Hart will not be back for the St. Louis Cardinals. Kicking off now, it is Steve Little teeing the ball up. Butch Johnson has dropped back with Larry Brinson. They have not had very good luck in fielding kicks deep down there today. A couple of times they've taken balls near the sideline and gone out of bounds.
Now Little is going to have the assistance of a little bit, maybe about an 8-10-mile-an-hour wind in his back.
And it's over to Butch Johnson's side of the field. At the 4-yard line to the 5 to the 10. Butch Johnson to the 15 to the 20. And he is stopped at the 22-yard line. Downfield, Doug Green to make the tackle for the Cardinals. So the Dallas Cowboys start now, 1st and 10. They have the ball at their own 22-yard line, or short of the 23-yard line, however you look at it. Score tied 21. This is sudden death overtime. The first team to score by any means wins the game.
And the chant of defense goes up here at Busch State. They would love to see an interception. They're going to figure that Roger Staubach's going to be upstairs a lot.
Tony Hill to the left side. Drew Pearson to the right side. Newhouse and Dorsett. Dorsett stepped on the cut, and he got to the 26-yard line. See where it's spotted, 25-yard line. Bob Pollard made the tackle. 2nd down and 8 at the 25. Burton Lawless brings in the next play from the sideline. A sellout crowd, and they're all still here.
I imagine.
What a day in St. Louis, Missouri. 2nd down and 8 yards to go for the Dallas Cowboys. They have the ball at the 25. Back to Staubach. Out to Newhouse. Burton Lawless throws one block. Newhouse spins away from another. Trying to get to the first down sticks, and he got it. He got the first down.
Oh, he bulled his way an extra 7 or 8 yards here. Robert Newhouse, a little bit disturbed, I guess, over that fumble. They had a shot to win it, but he fumbled. Watch this little run here. Spins off 2, puts his head down, and knocks 2 other guys back.
At the 36, it's 1st and 10.
Tough 11 yards.
Los Angeles Rams are leading the Minnesota Vikings 15-10 at the end of the first half. Roger Staubach brings the Cowboys up. Dorsett, the fullback. Newhouse just keeps driving.
Oh, he's running with vengeance.
Isn't he, though? He's at the 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Arneson finally dragged him down.
This time he picks up 12 yards.
Dallas Cowboys driving upfield now. Score tied 21-21. Sudden death overtime.
Well, this game has sure changed far as the complexion of it. Jim Bakken had a field goal, hit the crossbar, bounced straight back.
They're set. Tony Hill carries it on the end around. And he's pulled out of bounds just about the line of scrimmage. Eric Williams on the tackle. Lost about a foot.
Well, we've seen 4 reverses today. 3 by Drew Pearson, and once he threw back to Staubach for a touchdown, who in turn threw it to this young man, Tony Hill. This time it's Hill on the reverse.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Cowboys ball at their 49.
A lot of weapons, the Cowboys. Not their best football game, but this is the mark of a great football team, Lindsey. When they're having an off day, they're not playing really up to their capabilities. They got it coming in against a team that's really up, but still they're in it.
Staubach. Drew Pearson, he's got it. Drew Pearson goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Great pitch.
Roger Worley covering.
Great pitch by Staubach. And notice all day long, he's got all the time in the world to throw it. There's your corner. Little corner pattern out there to the left side. 14 yards on the pickup.
First down, 10 yards to go. They held the ball inside the 37-yard line.
First down to play.
Score tied 21-21. Tony Hill to the left side. Drew Pearson to the right side for Roger Staubach. George Sutton, Newhouse. Staubach. Incomplete. He was hoping that Drew Pearson could run under it. Carl Allen trying for the interception.
He had to almost throw it up
Allen
for
down.
grabs. Lindsey had to throw it up for grabs. Carl Allen there almost on the interception. Watch Staubach. He's really rushed. Right here, he really gets popped. And now the ball's up. Carl Allen steps in front of Drew Pearson almost for the interception.
Staubach is down. He's getting attention. Staubach is down. You saw him get popped just as he turned the ball loose. Allen is also down. Allen at one end, Staubach at the other. Staubach is getting up.
He's being assisted off.
Going toward the sidelines. The backup is Danny White.
And he's trying to warm up in a hurry on the sidelines. Staubach is 23 out of 40 for 289 yards and 2 touchdowns.
This has been a bruising battle here this afternoon.
Looked like he got it in the mouth.
Danny White talking to his coach as you see Allen getting up now and coming off. Carl Allen. White played quarterback at Arizona State. Landry looks at his list there, short list. That's Jim Myers in between them, who's the assistant head coach.
And he tells Danny White, go on in there and score.
It'll be second out and 10 yards to go, and the ball is outside the 36-yard line.
White has done an excellent job of punting today.
Perry Smith is playing the corner vacated by Carl Allen. You see Staubach along the sideline.
He looks all right.
Drew Pearson comes out to a wide right. Tony Hill's in the wing left. Hill in motion. Wing right. Dorsett moves to the 30-yard line. Again, a 6, it'll be 3rd and 4. Mike Dawson, along with Kurt Alleman, made the stop. Here comes Preston Pearson then.
There's Dawson. Tough going inside. He picks up 6.
Tom Rafferty brings in the next play. Here comes Butch Johnson then. 3rd down play coming. 3rd about 3.5. Ball's at the 30-yard line. Sudden death overtime. Score tied 21-21. Shotgun, Danny White deep. White's got the ball. Well, he throws a wobbler. Little deflected and incomplete. Makes it 4th down. About 3.5 to go at the 30.
I think he either pulled the strings on it or it was deflected.
Septian starts out, goes back. It would be about a 47-yarder. He goes back to talk to Landry. Rayfield Septian's coming out now to try the field goal, which, if good, will end the ball game. Staubach talking to Landry.
It looks okay to me.
Well, as he's setting it up, it's going to be that's it. 47-yarder. A 47-yard field goal attempt with Charlie Waters holding. Waters puts it down. Septian boots it. The 47-yarder. It's good, and the game is over. The Dallas Cowboys have won it by a score of 24-21. What a battle the St. Louis Cardinals gave the favorite Cowboys here this afternoon. But the Cowboys have come back to win it on the field goal in sudden death. Pick up a full game on the Washington Redskins, whom they trail by 1 now in the Eastern Division.
Well, here it is. Raphael Septian puts it right through from 47 yards out. And he had a little wind against him, and he is being mobbed out there right now.
So the final score in sudden death overtime, Dallas 24, St. Louis 21. This is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Hornung. Stay tuned as the NFL Today continues after this word from your local station.